Alright, we may be a week late, but we're doing it anyways. Welcome to the Dirty Casual Corner, episode 12. The date is April 21st.
Yeah, we couldn't do it yesterday, of course,
You mean
420.
last week? Oh, fuck yeah, you're right.
Not like we would have anyways, but still.
No. Alright, I mean, it's a special day, It's our friend, the unicorn's mother's birthday, Santiago.
It's actually a lot of people's birthday, funny
Yeah.
enough.
Apparently it's Hitler's birthday.
It is Hitler's birthday. It was one of my coworkers' birthday. Our other friend's uncle's birthday. Lucina's birthday from Fire Emblem.
420.
Exactly.
Okay, she has a little bit more respect in my book. Alright, but
Alright,
welcome.
anyways.
Welcome. I am your host, Edwin.
I'm Sean.
And I'm David.
Alright, so let's get in for our first topic, but just a little bit right now. We've got a very interesting main topic coming up, so I'll give you a hint right now. Guys,
So
you see
it's...
the image right there?
Uh-huh.
That's all the hint you're gonna get.
That's it.
Alright.
We'll talk about it later.
Alright,
But
so
anyways, so let's jump into our first order of the day, which is recapping what we've been watching now in the last 3 weeks.
who wants to start this one off?
I will. Sure.
Alright, David.
David?
Been watching more of the Fate Extra Last Encore, and sadly, like I said before, it kind of deviates from how the gameplay was, making its own story while the main character is going through the power of hate and whatnot.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's a pain. And for those who play the game and know the series and seeing a complete OOC moments.
Out of character?
Yeah,
Okay.
like different personality.
Right.
Then there's Darling the Franks, so for those of you who are up to date and all that, I'm pretty sure most of you are raging over what has happened.
Not if
I
you're
haven't.
up to date in the most recent. But
Okay,
we'll
well,
talk
not
about
like-
that.
Okay, second episode,
Yeah.
latest episode.
14.
Or if you're me.
Yeah,
And
14.
just lives off the salt of others' misfortune.
14 was a shitstorm of epic
Yeah.
proportions.
yeah, so bad that the actual creator has been getting, like, death threats. Crazy.
To be honest, I'll just interject because I've also been watching Darling in the Franks, and I'm not on episode 15 like Sean is, so you can interject here.
Mm-hmm.
They both fucked up in their own special way.
A little bit,
Oh,
yeah.
that's a given fact.
Yeah, so no one's in the right, in my opinion. But, and I really don't like Zero Two too much. Just, gosh, she's such an abusive woman, but I can't blame her given what happened on 13. But still, she almost killed her boy.
Yeah, well,
And then-
like, the whole series is pretty much kind of fucked up in a sense.
Alright, so come on. Now, the big question is, who do you want more? Do you want someone who'll abuse you or a cuck?
Abuse.
I'll take cuck.
It's like,
Ichigo.
No thanks.
Well, but
No thank you.
all
As long as
right.
you're loyal, you can beat my ass.
alright.
Right, well, moving on. Also, I've been seeing My Hero Academia, and it's been wonderful.
I
Great
love
to
it.
great to see season 3 going in and going strong. As I hear for those of you who are up to date with the manga and everything, it's like this is going to be one of your most favorite seasons because of a variety of things. Hey,
What I did, honestly, I already thought the first episode was kind of a little bit of a dull drag, and then that second episode, bam, it just throws them into a fucking new scenario. And in a very comedic way, where they have to go through, what was it called? The Forest of Beasts?
yeah, for Force of Death, Beast.
Death Forest of Beasts and all that shit. And, well, it makes sense given the context that they're trying to up their hero skills.
Quirks.
In a short, yeah, their quirks and all that. So they're trying to teach them faster than they would normally because of the whole scenario with villains coming out more.
Yeah, because of the recent attacks of villains, they have been having to increase their update their program schedule.
Yeah.
It's like the issue is while they have been going through actual fights and all that, their actual quirk skills or limits are pretty much the same when they first started out. So now they're trying to increase it by going to the max and going through all sorts of different trainings because everyone's got different quirks to the point that the whole training field looks like one giant torture ground because of that's how crazy it is.
Yeah. Well, now, I guess my favorite part of episode 2, I don't know if there's an episode 3 out right now.
Yes.
There is? You son of a bitch. Alright. All I know is episode 2. Minato is my favorite character still. Not to say he's the best hero. No, don't get me wrong. He's just my favorite character because...
He's an adolescent teenage boy?
Yes, and I just love him for that. He's just like, especially with the Basti, he's like, oh god, there's ladies here. And it's just over this fucking highway, and of course he's gonna fucking scale it.
No, you forgot to mention about how Ida tried to stop him, and he ignored him. And it's like saying that it's like, walls were meant to be overcome. Plus Ultra, don't take our school's motto and pervert it, or twist it into perversion.
But it's beautiful. Honestly, they all wanted to. They just were held back by morality, and Minato may be the fucking hero course, but he's the true hero. He's the true relatable person to me.
Well, except to those people that despise him.
Second to Midoriya.
Or Deku, for those of you who forgot his real name.
Yeah, he's known as Deku. And what else have you been watching?
Well, I've been also watching some real Let's Plays of Frostpunk. So, I'm not sure if that should fall in the videos or the games.
If you're not playing it,
Alright.
say watching.
Yeah, okay, fine.
So,
Been watching a game, Let's Plays of Frostpunk, a new game that's coming out for PC and all that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a survival where you try, or building survival game, and mostly like in a winter apocalypse.
Okay.
It's like, so it's a pretty grim, dirty game that's going to throw you down right off the edge, right off the bat, like trying to survive, making sure that the city's warm, people are fed, people are safe, people have everything they need, and while the temperature keeps on getting colder. So you got to make laws, you got to make issue enactments. Some of them could be really dark and gritty. Like you could put alternative food sources, which is basically cannibalism.
Is this a sim-like game, or is this? Because I thought it was like an action game.
It's more like a sim build.
Okay.
But it's like you create laws and whatnot.
I guess I'm going to Cannibal Route if I ever get it.
And there's also where people can go ahead and have put children in child labor or put them in child shelters where they learn where they get education and help you with medicines and research and everything. And almost every 95% of all the players I have seen that play the game during my Let's Play views they all go for child labor. That's like the short-term solution or short-term progress.
They gotta get strong somehow.
Idiot, there's you get more adults pretty soon, and if you have kids say be part of help you with engineering, your research and development increases exponentially, which is much more beneficial for you in the long run.
Is this only for early game? Because I'm sure late game they'll do that.
No, it's no. There was the 10 days one, but then there was a recent update, so it's even longer now, and you can do more now. They also made some new laws and events where they're at a certain point where it becomes irreversible.
Yeah, I would never have it permanent because it wouldn't make sense. Unless I'm going for Koministrasha.
I have no idea where you're... Okay, whatever.
It's related to my topic.
Eventually it gets to the point where you can either try to rule your society through an iron fist by order and discipline, or try to go through spiritual and faith.
Is there faith in the Emperor?
I don't know. Maybe.
Then I shall probably look into it a little later.
Yeah.
What else have you been watching?
Well, I've been watching a little bit of The Nomad of Nowhere. It's nice little show, quaint, something to see on Fridays.
That's actually in my newsfeed on Facebook now, so I guess it's gained popularity.
Yeah, it's from RoosterTube, so of course it'll get popularity.
Aside from their other shows, I don't know if they actually came out with another season of Red vs. Blue or anything.
No, there's a trailer, so yeah, there's a new one coming up.
Okay, well, very soon, I guess.
Yeah. What else? It's there's really not many new shows coming out lately. It was we're kind of hitting on I don't know what's the term, slump, or or calm. There's some new the shows that came out a few months are still ongoing and everything, so there hasn't been anything major new. There has been some revamps of old shows. Wait, I remember there's a High School DxD entered their fourth season.
Fourth season, yeah.
Yeah, recently, so we probably talked about that.
I need to continue that second.
So there's been some concerns about the changes of art style. Some people like it, some people don't.
Is it lewder?
Define lewd.
Sexier.
Define.
I'm
going to say yes.
I might look into it.
Yeah. Okay, so there you go. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right.
Not much new to tell me.
Sean, would you like to take this one over?
All right, I'll take the light here. So I've got a few shows. Let me bang them out here. So some stuff from last season that I finished up. So Be the Beginning. I watched about half of it last cast. Finished that. Overall, it was a pretty good, mystery thriller show. I do think the last villain and how they kind of did everything was incredibly rushed and had no build-up, really. It felt like the entire time they were building up to something, and then they just completely changed it on you, and it wasn't like that big of a deal, and so it just kind of fell apart in that regards.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd say it was pretty enjoyable overall, at least for the characters. I had Pop Team Epic, so I just, took an evening and just finished that up. It's mostly trash, of course, but sometimes there's some funny stuff in there.
I haven't continued it. I still see some stuff. I've seen just compilation videos on YouTube for it, the best stuff.
I mean, honestly, that's probably the better way to go about it. But, you can find a few things that you can relate to because they're taking things from anywhere in pop culture, whether it be video games, music videos, and other anime, manga, that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's done with, thank God.
Is it over?
Unless they do another season. And of course the manga is
the
still
webcomics. Stuff,
right, the webcomics, yeah.
Hmm.
But the anime's done for now,
okay.
At least. And then the big one from last season that finished, Violet Evergarden, the KyoAni. So I thought, honestly, the kind of ending sequence that they did on episode 10 was better than the episode 13 ending that they did. But it was still really good. Of course, if you're looking for anything kind of feelsy, beautiful, a little bit of a war story, and what do you call it? Rehabbing, and with autistic military saber, and Violet Evergarden's what you're going for.
It might be going on Netflix one of these days, so I'll take it.
Yeah, Netflix is the one who
is going to publish it.
Is publishing it, so I'm pretty sure at some point soon it's just going to all get dropped on there, since it's already finished airing. So in the near future, people who don't watch on other sites will be able to kind of come across it.
All right.
So now we have the newer and the ongoing stuff here. So as David had mentioned, Darling in the Franxx. So the last 3 episodes have been a fucking roller coaster. So you had the highs on 13, the healing, the feel good, the flashback with 02, and then you had it all come crashing down in 14.
I loved the whole shitstorm that happened on 14. Community-wise, I lived off that for the past 4 days when I figured out that was going on.
It's been a long time since I've seen a shitstorm of that caliber. Honestly, it's probably been since Panty and Stocking ending back in 2011.
Oh,
that big of a shitstorm.
That series had a shitstorm at the end?
Oh yeah,
Why?
For weeks because of the ending and how they knew season 2 was never coming after they did it like that.
Yeah. Well, most people would be upset when they always make those cliffhangers of trying to promote themselves to have a season 2.
Right. I don't even know if they were trying to make it have a season 2 or just have a real fucking troll ending. That's what it felt like, but... And then 15 kind of redeemed everything. I honestly think it did redeem Ichigo a little bit. And then Goro's still Go Bro. And
Goro's the bro.
He's the real bro of the series. And then Hiro manned up, did some shit. And that was a good episode, so... Everyone's happy again. The storm has been waded through, and I will just see what happens next time.
I'm honestly gonna miss the salt. I really am. You said we have 9 more episodes to go, so maybe more shitstorms are gonna come.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, it's still got a while to go. We've not passed everything yet, so
I can't wait. Cause my best girl is Kokoro.
Hopefully she dies, but anyways.
Oh, you little fucking.
Kidding.
She might. I see the flag already. It's possible.
She's probably the most susceptible to dying.
Why
this
did it
point.
be Miku or Stoic Girl?
It's not her fault that she was born liking girls. But anyways, next on the list here, Maho Shoujo Site. I'd seen the first episode, I think.
Which one is that one? Because there's way too many Maho Shoujos.
It's the newest one. It's by the artist who did Maho Shoujo of the End. So it's essentially one of the darkest kind of Maho Shoujo types that you can find.
Oh,
and it's just fucking Edge City.
Yeah.
It's all about just trying to be as edgy as possible.
Hmm.
I don't know why I'm watching it, but I am.
Is it cute?
Absolutely not.
Then,
no,
it's
definitely
the polar opposite. I mean, you've got shit like, these girls are in middle school.
It's like in some of the artwork, or somehow some of these girls look, it was like really like, what the?
Most of them are psychopaths.
Oh, that's a given fact.
They all have troubled pasts, like heavy abuse or things like that, and that's how the person with the powers targets them to give them their powers.
Oh yeah, it's pretty. Like the more messed up you are, the more likely you're about to get a power, which in turn causes more problems.
Right.
It's like what?
And the more you use your power, the more you die. Essentially.
It depends on. Well,
it basically ages you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
More or less internally. So.
Yeah, your soul's kind of like burns up in a sense.
But
the effects aren't really noticeable at first.
Right.
So it's kind of like Madoka Magica, except you're not a.
Except it's not trying to have a nice, good story. It's just trying to be as edgy as fucking possible.
Yeah.
That's basically how you go about it.
That sounds like trash.
It is trash.
Oh,
it
absolutely.
is. And it's like, and not only that, like even the regular like the Muggles or the non-magicals or just their humans aren't any better. It's like, you think that being attacked by magical girls and whatnot, it's like, or at least being attacked by a superior force, they would band together and work as one. Instead, it kind of reminds you of the High School of the Dead, where everyone's just being assholes.
Except less titties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No and titties. More ugly stuff. Like, I don't want to tell you some of the stuff that's pretty ugly.
Okay, I won't watch it.
Don't bother.
Yeah.
Anyways, next here I've got the Persona 5 anime. So.
Oh yeah, great.
It's been decent.
Oh yeah. Though, may I interject?
Absolutely.
Is that I would still highly recommend for those who can play the game first, then watch the anime.
Yes.
Because the game has so much more to offer you, and you can do so much in it. Whereas the anime, they had to make cuts and shorten things out because of time limits and everything.
It's very, very rushed. If you haven't played the game, the anime is going to come across a little strange to you. Because you're missing a lot of little details, or a lot of things just kind of skipped over.
Yeah.
A lot of the fleshing out of the characters in the story. It's just kind of, the anime is, I guess, more of a fan service for the people who played the game.
Yeah. So play the game first, then watch the anime.
So then Steins Gate Zero.
Oh shit! I forgot about that.
New boy on the block. So this is from the new visual novel. It's not terribly new, but it's
it's Steins Gate. So it's kind of new in a sense after all this time.
Right. So it's about the essentially a sequel to Steins Gate, where it's an if story. If Okabe had stayed in the other timeline where Kurisu dies, and that's where he kind of continues off from.
Is this going to tie into the original? Because I feel like that's the one that's going to try to save her.
It's probably doing something like that. I don't know anything about the visual novel. I never read it. So
the original anime did tie into it really well.
Probably, yeah. So it's been good so far. It's only 2 episodes in right now, but I'm liking it so far. You've got all the original characters coming back, and then one new one right now, the legal lolly, as I'll just say and leave it at that.
Which one?
She's a 20-year-old lolly.
Okay, I might watch this show.
And then we've got Shokugeki no Soma. So 2 episodes of the new season here. So
how do you like the new principal or Arena's dad?
It's been okay, So I do like that Erina man the fuck up, got her kick back in her tsundere-ness, and starting to whoop some ass. So that was pretty good. Little last couple things here. So we've got Hina Matsuri, one of the funniest manga that's out there, and the anime is just as funny. So it's about a girl who comes from outer space with psychic powers, and she lands in a fucking yakuza's room, and then
she's not from outer space. She apparently seems to be from the future.
Yeah, right. But I'm just trying to.
Oh, I know.
For the people who haven't read it and stuff, but yeah, it's hilarious. With the yakuza basically becomes her caretaker, and
yes, keyword caretaker, not dad. He doesn't have much control over her at times.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking Talavru when you said from outer space with psychic powers.
No, it's nothing like that.
Nothing like that.
Absolutely no.
First and foremost, it's a comedy. And it's good. It's funny.
Yeah, like it gets to some pretty crazy hijinks or some pretty crazy events.
Right.
Is there anything else you've been watching?
So last one here is Full Metal Panic: Invisible Victory. So this is a sequel to Full Metal Panic: The Second Raid, which came out like 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's been that long.
It was kind of hard for me to re-pick back up on it because I watched it so long ago. But
yeah, but thank God for Wikipedia.
Yeah, exactly. But it's been good so far. The last episode had Tessarosa, my waifu from back in the day, come and fucking whoop some ass, and that's been good. So I'm going to keep up with that, and hopefully it stays good.
Okay.
Edwin, what you got?
So, I've been watching a few things. Excuse me. So I'll get into the stuff that I've been watching in RL, in live action.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been watching something called The Titan on Netflix, which is it's kind of like a futuristic Earth scenario where like resources are kind of scarce, and like they're trying to this space program is trying to send certain like individuals to the moon of one of Jupiter or Saturn. I think Jupiter. They're sending someone to a moon on Jupiter called Titan, where they're genetically altering them so they can be Superman, and it's kind of like one of those like science fiction I can't put the number thing on it, but basically they're making space marines. Not really space marines, but it's kind of like a bit of. They marketed it as a horror thing, and it's really not. It's kind of one of those questionable things.
Right.
It's an okay movie. You could give it a watch and might enjoy it if you want a little tension and drama. Next one on the Netflix thing, which I definitely recommend, is The Ritual, which is so The Ritual is a horror suspense movie about revolving around a group of friends who get together around the loss of one of their friends who was getting married 6 months prior to the, I guess the beginning where they're hiking and all that stuff. I mean, the setup of it was there's this alcoholic guy. They're just going around pubs, basically the group, and they leave this bar and they're like, all right, we're gonna call it a night. Oh no, I want to get another drink and all that shit. And there's a liquor store here. I could just go get something and then you get a brews on at someone's house, and yeah. And the setup is he's like, I don't, who else wants to go with me? And the married dude basically goes over and he's like, all right, I'll go with you. So they go into the liquor store, and this isn't a spoiler. This is all the setup, legit, at the beginning. So they're just talking a little bit. It's like, do you really want to go hiking at this area? He's like, yeah, it's like near Sweden. We can get a fucking lodge there and all this shit. And then they realize they're in a dangerous situation because there's a fucking beat up female clerk on the ground, like fucking freaking out, and then 2 crackheads show up. 2 white crackheads. And the alcoholic dude just fucking hides behind a fucking liquor rack, and he just leaves his friend there to fucking take the worst of it, and doesn't protect him or anything. He just gets iced and just totally fucked. And they just get together for that bit, They're like, all right, our pro died 6 months later, we're gonna go on a hike. So they go on this hike, and just for their friend, their bro friend. And what they ends up happening is this guy, one of their normie-esque friends, because gets like a twisted ankle on during the hike. And so they're like, all right, instead of fucking taking a 2-day walk around this trail, we're gonna go through the woods. Hence the name. The Ritual. Basically, not the forest. My bad. It's a game.
Yeah, forest is a game.
Yeah, so they go through this forest, and they're just trying to get out of the forest and all this stuff, but they don't. They're just getting lost in it, and they don't know where they're going. And they go into this cabin. They see this pagan statue thing. They're just freaking out, and then they just leave the next day after the set of supernatural stuff happens. And fuck, man. Oh, thank you. So just set of shit happens, and oh god, like it touched me because as a fan of horror, you need to have an element to really latch onto. You need to have the monster be a mystery. The whole suspense thing happening.
There has to be mystery, and there have to be characters you care about.
Yeah, and they got me. They got my mom because I watched it twice because I watched it on my own, and then like a few days later, hey mom, you want to watch a Netflix movie? And so she's like, okay, nothing scary. Yeah, no, I set her up, but she didn't care that it was a horror movie. She got so into it, and I definitely recommend it because it's the bastard son of Loki. Literally, he fucked the horse, and that's the fucking pagan god they're praying to.
All right, I'm into it now.
All right, so
fucking horses.
All right, so the next one, you guys mentioned Darling in the Franxx. Said you got Civil War going on with the crowd as of last week, I guess. Not today, I guess, when the episode came out, 15.
Yep.
But, I'm sorry. Fuck Ichigo. Fuck, 02. It's all about Kokoro.
Bare knuckle fist fight me in the street, motherfucker.
I'll do it here right now.
Alright.
Because, I protect her, I like a girl like that. She wants to get a baby in her.
There's a reason no one's trying to protect Kokoro.
Fuck you. She chances are she might die. I don't care, but she's my favorite girl. But basically, this entire shit show that's been happening on the internet is just making me feel rejuvenated and young. So people of the earth, give me all your salt.
But it'll all be okay once Kokoro dies.
Yeah. Alright.
The death flag is set. Let it begin.
Alright,
What else?
Next one is, I'll just mention a little bit of the Sword Art Online Ordinal Scale. We reviewed that, that's all I'm going to say. There's a video on it and Dirty Casual reviews.
Check it out. Long story short, it's not that great.
Yeah, watch it once, forget about it. And if you can, watch it in Blu-ray quality, pirated.
Yep.
Piracy promotion. Alright.
But talk about the better one.
Sword Art Online Gun Gale Online Animation Alter. So, I've watched 2 episodes, and it's basically PUBG the anime.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back. So, PUBG the anime, also known as Gun Gale Alter, revolves around a gun lolly in this kind of like a battle royale thing where she's trying to get up this tourney thing. She's trying to get up the ranking, and all for the singular goal of meeting this one girl in IRL, in real life, when she kicks her ass with the gun she kind of uses, which is this submachine gun, basically, that she calls P-Chan. It's really cute.
Mm-hmm.
And this is only 2 episodes, so it's got me sold on this whole thing. Because what I really like about it is that aspect is she has to get better so she could defeat this one girl she knows, so she can meet her in real life. That's a goal I can get down behind because it's simple, it's easy, and I mean, it's so relatable, right?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
And, mind you, hey, let's meet up in real life after you kick my ass and shit,
Alright.
No, it's not like that, but, in real life meeting, that's, that I can get behind that. I've met people in real life, from games and all that shit, so it's really fun. But, this is where it sells me on. Motherfucking girl is a gun lolly in-game and a fucking tall-ass thought in real life. So it's a dual dynamic I really enjoy, because she's just this cute 20-something girl that's really tall. Like, she's so tall she'll hit fucking, like, door signs. Like, she'll hit fucking, like, the fucking, what's it called, from the door?
The seal?
Yeah, where you put the fucking pull-up thing that you could set up on your fucking door.
Right.
Door frame. She can hit the top of the door frame, so it's just really cute, and, like, I could get behind it. Plus, there's no Kirito, and it's made by a competent writer.
Yeah, it's the writer of Kino Tabi.
Yeah, it's a really good one. Yeah. Next one is Persona 5 the animation. I only saw the first episode, and my only gripe with it is it really went too quick. but it needed the style because
Yeah.
the Awakening, they wanted to get into it really quick.
Yeah, like we mentioned before, it's better if you've seen the game, play the game.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very rushed.
Watch it or
play the game before you watch the anime. There's a lot of things in it that you get to do. You get to see during the game where, as the anime, they had to cut down because of time limits.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, I definitely do recommend the game, but if you can't, you don't have a PS4, watch a Let's Play.
Yeah.
And
watch a
then
Let's
watch
Play,
the
honestly.
anime. Yeah.
It's like,
see, there you go.
word advice, try to watch a Let's Play that doesn't have someone talking with it.
Yeah.
Or unless you can tolerate the person's voice and they're actually funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
someone you like, whatever.
Yeah.
Now, if you still want to watch the anime, go for it. It's a really good adaptation.
But
in my
yeah,
opinion.
just know that it's going to be pretty fast paced. It's going to
Yeah.
be very fast paced. Even up to the third episode, it's all still fast paced.
My Hero Academia is the next one. Good shit, especially with Mineta, because he shouldn't be a hero, but he's just that pervy character that's just like every young boy's admiration and lust, and I can get behind that. It's fucking hilarious.
It's like, well, it depends on who it is, because there's already, there's several fan bases that dislike him extensively.
Yeah, I know. Now, this is the next one. Ready Player One! This is the main reason why
we missed last cast.
We missed last cast last week.
A week delay.
Yeah, a week delay. So, the thing is, I was invited to a birthday party by EJ. EJ, this is your shout out. So, one thing I really liked about the movie is it was visually atrocious. Like, that sounds bad, but it makes sense given what the kind of game it is. Because the racing bit is really difficult to keep up on. Like, shit happens, things get destroyed, people fucking roll out, lose control of their cars. King Kong T-Rex is there. It's really a lot of shit to take in. Same with the last battle scene, but it's just a little bit later. My gripes with it is it panders a lot to not what the book does, because the book does have a lot of 80s nostalgia, and the anime, the movie does have that like 80s nostalgia bit, but it's really not tied into the book so well. So it's a kind of a poor adaptation.
So it's just trying to hit that Hollywood, come see our movie because it's got this in it and you'll love it.
Especially what I did like about it, because this is what I mean by panders, is that there's this scene where this girl, who's the assassin chick of the company, she's chasing out these girls and these guys in this van, and just like to her right or to her left, you see these fucking like group of 6 to 12-year-old kids, like 7 or 8 of them, fucking running together with their arms held up like they're fucking having a gun in the air, like running like soldiers and all this shit, and they're just like with their headsets on and their gloves, and they're just like, what the fuck? They're in the street, They're not in a fucking treadmill, omnidirectional treadmill. They're on the fucking street. And then they cut to the fucking last battle scene where they're trying to do the whole raid to beat the bubble shield that's protecting the last key. And it's a fucking group of Spartans, Halo Spartans. And it's just these kids running as Spartans, all tactical. So I liked it, but it's a really weak adaptation, but it's an enjoyable movie. You should watch it, and I'd only watch it again if it was for free, just so I could see the Easter eggs. Because there's a lot of fucking cameos, references, and Easter eggs. So it's one of those movies that it's got an audience, definitely, for Easter eggs. You can enjoy that. Now, David, what have you been watching?
Actually, that's we finished out the.
Oh, we did.
Yeah,
Fuck,
we
my
finished
bad.
Out, yeah,
well,
so we're
let's
moving
get it
on
in
to
for
the
the
next
clank.
section. Let's
Even better.
Bring it in here. So
pre-gamed it real good.
Moving on to
games,
video games. So David, what have you been playing?
I've been playing some Devil Survivor 2, basically trying to level up my demons. Like, I'm trying to hit that 99 level cap. My MC character already is on that level. Problem is that if you want to fuse like certain monsters, is that they're already at level 99, so whatever stats they have, that's what they get.
Right.
Because you want the best Lucifer.
That or Satan.
I like Alice, but
yeah, there's both.
Oh god, do you pick one or the other, or can you?
You could get both.
They're different arcanas.
So you gotta work hard
in
twice for both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the same monsters, you have to level up.
No.
They're
Like,
different.
different monsters make different creations.
Okay.
Right.
It's like,
'Cause if
but even so, I gotta level these up pretty high.
Yeah.
well, hey, best of luck to you, because
Yeah, you get all your fusion material to the highest possible level,
yeah.
and then fuse them so they have the best stats once you fuse.
Oh yeah. Ever hit wait till you see you fight like Lucifer with like 40 strength, which is the max level. 40 is the hit limit.
Mm-hmm.
40 magic, and like high vitality and high speed.
Oh my god, it's a monster.
It is.
Yep. I could practically steamroll with one guy with one of these bad boys on my side.
Alright, and what else have you been playing, actually?
Well, I've been playing a little bit of Lux Pain as well as a few other games. It's kind of games that you probably never heard of.
Uh-huh.
Think of Lux Pain as a little bit like a Persona 5, but not really popular.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's like where you try to go ahead and, like fight these silence, which is basically all like these weird monster/virus things that make people depressed, aggressive, and whatnot.
So it's on PC or it's on DS.
Yeah, DS.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, it never really got much attention.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And what else have you been playing?
well, I guess I've been playing a little bit more of Dawn of War. It's like on the PC when I get a chance.
Nice.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I sometimes try to increase the settings and like go for those moments where I'm playing as one race fighting a monster, fighting another that's sending a huge horde of enemies at me.
Mm-hmm.
One of the easiest ways to handle that is depending on your species. For example, orcs. If you play as orcs, like build as much as you can, and then destroy your base, then build a new base, and then put as many as like a wall banners and whatnot around.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's like it's literally the best way to counteract when your computer is a cheating AI.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you mean technically, if you destroy your HQ, it's over, right?
Yes,
So
but what I'm
build
saying,
another one.
I'm saying
before you
build
build-
several.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's like when you build one HQ, it has a set area that you can build things around it.
Mm.
But then there's like a limited amount of space. But if you destroy your HQ and you build a new HQ in a different area, you have a new set area to build stuff around it. So by doing that, you could build lots of like a war
Log banners.
or like buildings that have turrets on them, and that which can like act as your defense. And seeing as how you may not you have a limit of how many soldiers or like vehicles you can have, while your computer is allowed to have like 3 times as many.
Yeah, it's fucking. Especially the cheating fucking elders, because they fucking like start off as clock already and a decent sized army.
And then don't get started with the vehicles or ruin their avatar Kane.
Yeah.
Or then when they bring in the Seer Council.
Oh god, they're pretty bad. I mean, I think the worst for me was the Warlock. No, not the Warlock, the Farseer. She's really overpowered early on. She wiped my... I think it was Space Marines. Because I played Space Marines back in the day.
Yeah.
Wiped me. Well, wiped the army, and then I had to start another squad and all that shit. And it gets hard, but you'd win eventually.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Phantom Thief, and you're working by yourself. So you wasn't really as popular.
Right.
Alright.
So, yeah. Now let's see what else. Played a lot of other games that mostly, I'm pretty sure all of the people listening to this I've never heard of or played before. So, that's a thing.
Which other ones?
Let's see.
Oh boy.
I think it was Ronaldo of Swords or so.
Mm.
Just one of those classic RPG games and like battle strategy.
Is it recording?
Like, trying to defeat the final boss. Problem is the boss like charges up his max levels within
For
way
fuck's
too
sake,
quick.
did it?
And he gets his endless
It's the
reinforcements.
stream.
Okay.
But, yeah, there's not much to tell you about on that game. So, really, I don't got much to say.
That's a nightmare.
You?
Alright, I'll jump in here. So, I don't have a long list either, so... I'd still been playing a little bit of Path of Exile, Pokemon League.
Ooh,
I'm
nice.
pretty much done with that for now, though. At
You
this
got all
point.
the Pokemon now?
Nah, I just did what I wanted to do in the league, so... And like I said, the game constantly updates. They've got another huge update coming for beginning of June, so I'll always be able to come back and jump into that. And I'll be mentioning what that is, because they like to keep it under lock and key until it comes out. So, but I'm looking forward to whatever the next one is. But Pokemon League was pretty good. It's probably not the best in my opinion, out of recent leagues, but it's still enjoyable. So next here, Rabby Ribby. So this is the game I was playing before I left to Japan, so I picked it back up and finished it. So it's a platformer slash bullet hell action game. So it kind of plays like, just a standard Metroidvania platformer overall until you hit bosses, and then it becomes fucking Toho, essentially, but in a platforming sense, not a shoot 'em up, flying sense.
All right.
Though there is one boss that you do fucking just blatantly rip off Toho and becomes a shoot 'em up. Game's super fun though. Again, it's every boss is a fucking a clench your ass type of moment, and I finished it 100% everything. Got the secret boss and everything like that. It was a good game. So again, it's fucking incredibly cute. You play as a bunny girl and a fairy, and every single boss you come across is, either some kind of magic user, witch, or some kind of, cute animal, something like that. But it was really fun. So if you're looking for like a challenging platformer or so on, then that's a good shit right there. And then last but not least, the more recent game, Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom. So I was a huge fan of first Ni no Kuni, the White Witch. It came out a few years back, probably 3-4 years at this point. The Ghibli RPG essentially. That was Ghibli art style and story and everything. So I love the first one a lot. The second one, I'm not as big of a fan of.
Is it different?
It's again, well, I mean, if of course, that nowadays Ghibli is defunct and now it's what is it? Starts with a P. Whatever studio kind of took the reins. But anyways, it's almost like something like that where you can see where it's sort of Ghibli-esque, but it doesn't feel like a real Ghibli movie or story or anything like that. The story feels pretty generic overall. It's darker than the original, but it feels very generic. So it doesn't feel incredibly inspired or anything. But the gameplay overall is fun, but it does have some weird kind of problems with. Well, not problems, just more so I have gripes with it where it goes too much like a fucking mobile game in a lot of sense. So you have your own kingdom that you're creating, and it plays like any kind of kingdom building mobile game where you upgrade these buildings, you wait for money to come in, and that's the only way you can make money is just waiting in game time to get your money. Do your upgrades, do research, which takes time, and then you wait. Then you wait for more money, then you upgrade, then you do research, which you wait again. So it plays like a fucking mobile game, essentially, which I think is one of the most boring fucking ways that you could have implemented a kingdom building system, especially in a modern RPG. And there's a fucking system in it called Leafbook, which sounds like Facebook, but it's basically like fucking Instagram, where these characters will post pictures and other characters comment on them. It's just kind of one of the weird things that you'd see in I don't know, more like Western or modern, like, not a fantasy setting, but more so like a current day setting thing with mobile phones and stuff like that. But overall, I think the game's fun. It just has some kind of off things. So that's all I've got in the way of playing recently, though.
All right. Well, let me stop this and start resetting.
All right, go for it.
Go. All right. So what I've been playing, the little tie-in here with Gumi Nostradasha is I've been playing the Metro series, Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light. I finished them all this week, and well, I really enjoyed the story. It's really one of those. I know people have probably played it, but I really did like the what's it called? The kind of post-apocalyptic Soviet Russia, where you're living underground in these subway stations called the Metro. It's like it kind of had that Fallout feel, except in Russia, and of course in Soviet Russia, Rat EU. So it's kind of fucking hilarious because the fucking rats are huge, like fucking insanely huge.
Like how big are we talking? Big as dogs or big as people?
They're almost the size of fucking lions.
Fantastic.
They're vicious
Alright.
too. There's other things like there's fucking winged demons. Well, they call them demons because they fucking fly. They look like gargoyles. And there's these fucking gorilla things called librarians because they always hang out in a fucking in kind of certain buildings, but they just somehow occasionally hang around in this
Library.
Soviet Kremlin library. So you go there and you have to look at them in the eyes. So it's got a bit of a post-apocalyptic horror feel. And when you're playing the game, I recommend it you play it on Ranger mode, where they kind of lessen the HUD so you don't
Die.
see certain cues. Like there's an item beneath you, so pick it up and all that shit. It won't give you that cue. Or there's like your ammo count, so you'd have to either count it or you go to your clipboard and you see how much ammo you got left there. It's a really neat game. Second game has nothing to do with the book, so it ties into what I've been reading later, so I'll mention that. Vermintide 2. I'm still shooting heretics. I love playing the Inquisitor dude, especially since I unlocked his gunner mode, which is his other subclass. There's no change there. I mean, like in dialogue or character, he's still the same Inquisitor guy, just in a different skin. But it's really fun. I've enjoyed it. No, let's see. I'll skip this one for Overwatch. Overwatch has this new mode called Retribution, and it's also got the Overwatch archive. So if you've been playing what's it called, if you wanted to play the last year's event, you could do that. But they got a new one with Reaper, Moira, Genji, and I believe McCree, right, David?
Yes. It's basically the Blackwatch mission that caused that was the very reason for the downfall of Overwatch.
Yeah. And
the reason why everything fell apart.
Yeah, I really liked it, but I mean, fucking is he Italian, technically? Because it's in Venice?
Yeah.
Italian business guys, like, fucking cocky as shit, thinking, yeah, I'll just get away.
Well, technically, he didn't think they would actually try to kill him. He thought they wouldn't cross that line, that they were going to bring him in. And that is like, if they bring him in, his friends, which was Talon, would go ahead and get him out, and, and just, clear up the record, and, he'll be out of the jail within a week, and it's, just a waste of everyone's time.
Yeah.
It's like, Gabriel, a.k.a. Reaper, just didn't like what he was hearing, and just said, screw this.
Ices him,
And pulls out the shotgun, shoots him, and the guy's not only shot, but he falls off a 3-story building. That guy's pretty much deader than dead.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, next game, Dark Souls. I've been playing the PC original, so I can get hyped up for the remastered. And of course, I'm hyped. I'll definitely be making my Angry Mage build, definitely. It's a shout out to one of my friends called Chaz.
Quick question. Have they confirmed that they were going to make some improvements and improve some of the errors or flaws that the first game had with this new remastered version? As well as some new downloadable content that wasn't involved?
They haven't said anything like that, like what all they're fixing.
Yeah,
There's
been rumors, so that's why I'm asking you.
Right, there's rumors, but nothing confirmed, so...
Yeah.
We'll have to kind of see what they do, and
yeah,
I would be happy if they made a new DLC set.
Yeah, but, or like a big one, not just like a small minor.
Right, one. like what they did with the other one.
Yeah,
but it's a whole new area with a bunch of new bosses and stuff.
Unique armor, unique gear, weapons, new powers, tough bosses.
Yeah.
New maps. So.
No real new maps. It's just gonna be. Same game, just a little bit prettier.
No, that's what we're hoping that they're going to add with it if they make any DLCs.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I would be surprised if they did, but it'd be nice if they did. But maybe they'll add some other...
Maybe there would be cut content, because there was cut content.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. Like, this DLCs will be the content that's, like, finally completed and added on.
Right, we'll see. So that's coming out next month, though, so we'll know soon enough.
Now, the main 2 games I've been playing, which is going to surprise you. Well, not this one. Monster Hunter World. Spring Blossom event is over. You know, I had my fun with it. Got a bunch of fireworks going for me, you know, boom bomb. It's just basically a bomb that just does little bombs, and like it looks pretty and it does damage to bosses. And there's just a bunch of videos on YouTube where people get the last kill with that thing. So you know, it's just fun. I haven't used it yet, but right now there's this thing that's there's a new monster out that for this event. I can't call I don't remember the fucking name. It's the most annoying thing I've ever fought in a long time, because this thing is just basically a giant gold monster that like kind of have to work as a team. You've got 20 minutes to clear it, and like it's just a fucking pain in the ass. I haven't beaten it, but I've gotten the resources I kind of want for it, and I still need to farm it more. It's still going for another week, so that's fun, whatever, but
nice.
I've been salty most of the day just because of it. And last game, Destiny 2.
Oh shit, he's back.
I'm back, baby.
But you're on a different platform now, right?
Both. I tried out the PC just because I got the trial for it, you know, because what's it called? Blizzard lets you fucking install the game and try it for, I guess, a few days, and then they fucking like lock you out of it or something like that. I don't know. I don't care enough to want to play it, but it does look better with 60 frames per second.
Right.
And I know the fucking hand cam is definitely like feel better and all that. But I'm back on the bone on the Xbox One, so they have this mode called Iron Banner again, you know, but they did something different. They got 6v6. So instead of 4v4, you know, it's just eight people in a group.
Right.
6v6 is total 12 people. And it's fucking chaos. And like, before it would usually incentivize people like camping 2 spots. So like 2 and 2 would be on one spot, or 3 and 1. You'd have that one person try to go sneak around and get other spots. Now it incentivizes people to just kind of like not camp in a spot, because you know, you could totally get overwhelmed, because one person can hold down his own on 2 people, maybe 3. Before, it's hard. Like, you're not, chances of you surviving that is hard. The main reason I'm promoting it is it's still an abusive game. Yeah, I agree.
Right.
But it's hella fun with this new mode right now, and they should keep it, because there's something satisfying about killing 6 people in a row with your minigun. So I have the minigun. Like, you know, people, in the words of a wise man, you know, doesn't matter who you are, if somebody gets the Kilimanjaro, people stop, stare, and just look at you and awe, and it just feels your dick feels amazing, man. Like, I'm just saying, you just feel like the biggest man in the world. You just wipe the team with one fucking hand, minigun.
But here's something. So earlier you said, when we were talking about dialing the Franks, that you don't like abusive relationships. But here you are.
Here I am.
Here you are in one.
I'm not back. I'm getting my fill on it. So I'm not abused as in I want this weapon so badly, and I've got to work on my ass for 4.5 months just to get it. I'm just enjoying it so casually. And this new mode is fun. They should keep it. Bungie, please do something. Keep it. Keep it. Alright, I'm done.
Alright, let's get on. So let's bring it in again.
With our highballs and Coke.
Alright.
Pepsi.
So, let's jump into the next one here. So, reading.
Sean, do you read?
I did read this week. Isn't that weird?
I know.
It's been a while.
Yeah, definitely have.
Not too much, so it'll be a short one. So, what I read was 3rd editions, The Legend of Final Fantasy VII. So this is a publishing house that has done a lot of kind of like lore compilations of a lot of series like Dark Souls, Metal Gear Solid, Zelda, and they're doing another Kickstarter, their second one, for new books like some Nier stuff, I believe, Bioshock, some other game series, but it's a good 200-page compilation book of all the lore that's basically been compiled through the compilation of Final Fantasy VII. So it's been good so far. I haven't read a ton of it, but it's all consistent with stuff I already knew or essentially figured was part of the lore. So so far, I would recommend anyone if you really want to deep dive into a lore book, then 3rd Editions has them, and they're actually beautiful, nice hardcover books.
With illustrations, I'm assuming?
They don't have the illustrations in them. No, it's like a full on reading book. So it's all reading.
And this is for Final Fantasy VII?
7, yeah. And they have one for Final Fantasy 8 that's coming out, I believe. And like I said, they've done a series on Dark Souls, which covered Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1 and 2.
Oh.
And they're doing one for Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne, I believe.
So this isn't like the original guidebooks where it tells you where to go and all this stuff?
No. So it's more of a full-on lore thing, from start to finish, every little bit of lore that can be kind of transcribed and put together in a sensible way.
Because I remember hearing from someone, I don't remember who, probably my friend Chaz or Adam, that in the original, I guess the game guide, they didn't translate Cloud's name. They named him something else for the book, for the guide, I guess.
For the Prima strategy guide or something?
Prima strategy guide,
Okay.
So
I wasn't aware of that, but
they fucked it up. So it was just a little
goof, yeah.
But it's nothing major. Everything is still there, and some of the maps are just inverted. That's all I know.
I see.
Yeah. So
interesting, but yeah, these so far the books are really well done, very professional, and
you get your lore fix.
Yeah, you get your lore fix. So at some point, once I'm done with it, I'll let you check out the Dark Souls one.
Nice. I mean, I already know my Dark Souls lore.
I know, but it's
only
not,
for
it's,
one.
It's,
only for one.
It's nice to go back and get it all in one big bite-sized, chunk to just grind through it all and get it.
I mean,
get it nice and deep.
And
this
is made not by the company but by fans.
It's like a publishing house that's doing all these different video game lore books. So and they do translations from actual untranslated Japanese material and stuff like that. So
now I'm iffy on Dark Souls just because I'm a fan of Dark Souls, legit, and I believe that it shouldn't be really set in stone what the lore is. So it should give you. Yeah, I'm hoping it does that.
I haven't read the Dark Souls book yet. I'll get to it eventually, but hopefully, it's more.
Hopefully,
just
next podcast you can let me know if I should rage.
We'll see. So we'll get into that one other time. So that's all I've been reading so far. Who wants to jump in?
David?
Not much new to tell you. I sometimes do read some new foreign quests. There's been a slow update on some of the several quests I have been reading, from a gym leader as you to Embers in the Dusk. Also been reading another series which is basically an extra Primarch. So basically you go ahead and you work with other people and you created your own Primarch, and you're trying to see if you can make a difference within the timeline.
Wait. Would this be one of these two lost Primarchs that they kind of made in lore? So
it was possible to be one of them, but then it's the people decide to go with, no, let's create an entirely new one. Turns out you're a warp spawn Primarch. Basically, during the rob or the kidnapping from the four elder gods, or four chaos gods actually, and
go on.
It's the warp kind of was nearby that whole explosion of energy, and it kind of copied the template of a Primarch, which allowed the players to go ahead and create a new Primarch.
The Chaos Gods, or this just was the whole warp shenanigans bit? Was that the Chaos Gods?
It was. During the kidnapping of the four Chaos Gods, there was that much warp energy and chaos all concentrated into one area.
Wait, you mean the Primarchs, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a template, or the warp kind of copied the Primarchs, or the template of Primarchs. So it wasn't a copy of anyone in particular, but it was a Primarch nonetheless. But it was made out of warp spawn.
So like they left they were so powerful in psychic might and potential that they left an imprint in the warp, basically. Right?
No, that's not how it happened. But let's just go for shortening up and at the same time say
well,
yes.
It's just so they could make their own like OC Primarch, basically.
More or less, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm a stickler.
Yes, I figured you would be. Figured you despise it naturally.
No. That's a nice idea.
Yeah. So
I just needed clarification.
Yeah. Well, turns out since it was like this template, it was a Primarch. Nothing was set in stone, and like the people decided to make a female Primarch.
Now that's just full blown heresy.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
It's like anyway, this female Primarch is basically one powerful, like a psychic.
Quick question. What is her physique?
Giant.
Giant? Okay. Let me rephrase that. Does she look like a girl on steroids with small boobs?
I would say that she is not on steroids, but she doesn't have like big boobs or anything like that. No.
Okay.
So they're not trying to sexualize her or anything like that.
Okay, because
no, it's like these people are serious about this.
Yeah, well, I mean, just given from what I know about lore, there's a whole debacle on that. I'll interject on that later. So that's just a...
No, it's like, look, there's nothing like that happening there. These people are being serious, and they're not going to try to make, like, any of the perversions on this.
No, it's, because people have been arguing for the past few years, why not female Space Marine, then that's just the whole problem with its own thing, and,
there was some talk about it at the very beginning, and it's like, some of the debates was that it was because that it was easier for guy templates to be made without having to deal with the whole female like autonomy and like making sure that they had all their problems and issues fixed as well as males. And the Emperor just went like, he got the male one done and he thought, oh, I'm stick with males. That's it.
Well, from what I know about lore, he didn't want the Space Marines to breed.
Yeah, that's also it. And he made them sterile, we know.
I'd say the Primarchs would be the same.
But this is a warp one, so anything's up.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, speaking of which, another thing about this is that a lot of people were kind of debating of where to send her. There was a lot of talking about sending her to a civilized world. No, this is not like that. And this was either like send her to a feudal world, send her to a dead world, send her to a like agri world. It's like, but like it got down to two topics or two planets. One would either be a civilized world or a deaf world.
Oh. Okay, well, maybe they'll send her to Fenris, because...
No.
Space Wolves.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give you a spoiler. Fenris or anything like that is not on the option. This is going to be in her own sector.
Okay.
So she's not going to land in any other planet with any other Primarch at the same time.
Alright.
They're all separate, okay? Let's get that out of the way.
But drunken Viking warriors. Be careful with that.
What did I just say, Edwin?
I know. Drunken Viking warriors. But okay, so this is definitely something a little bit promising because I like the idea.
Yeah. So it's been like more or less several years passing, and she ended up in a civilized world thanks to the roll of the dice. By 6. If she landed on 50, she probably would have ended up in a deaf world.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was like, she's made some some decent progress and everything. Like, some fun facts is that during one of the turns, a space Hulk came in, and during the rolls, the guy, how do I say this? The game master kept rolling ones. Like, what's going to be inside there? He rolled a 1, okay. He rolled again, he got another 1. He rolled it again, he got another 1. He rolled it again, he got a 4.
So what's in the space Hulk?
There were orcs, there were unknown Xenos, there were Eldar, and they were demons.
But were they weak demons? Were they weak, all of the above?
No, you see, here's the thing. Because he kept on, yes, he rolled 1, but because he kept on rolling so many 1s and so many low numbers, it ended up all 4 of them mentioned, all the 4 above, were fighting a 5th group. And all of them were losing.
What's the 5th group?
The shadow-like type monsters that never truly die, despite how many bullets or psychic powers or whatever you use to kill them, and they could consume your enemy or consume their enemies as one of their own. Basically, think of them as shadows that consume hearts. AKA, they made a hole in the dimension. End up bringing in the Heartless.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's fucking
bitch.
Kingdom Hearts.
Yes,
Son of a fucking bitch.
but here's the thing: there's no Keyblade or Power of Light. So yeah, it's like, these are demons for demons. That's how bad it got because of all these ones. And the Game Master said so himself that this was supposed to be a joke that he came up with, but it actually happened.
He's like, I wanted the Heartless to be... Oh my god, they're fucking destroying everything.
Yeah.
And so the girl has to basically wipe all
She has
five.
to... No. You end up working with all 4 groups. You end up working with Eldards, you end up working with Orcs, you end up working with Demons, and you work with 4 Xenos. And they all have to work together to close these portals to stop these things from emerging.
Oi, boss, we getting short.
Yeah. No, it's like the funny thing is at the very end, like the Orcs are having an existential crisis because they're glad they're no longer fighting. Because that's how bad it was for them. And like the Demons, they just go back to the warp saying, okay, we're done. We just want to go back to bed. And the Eldar is like, okay, thanks for your guidance. Like, we really owe you one.
So you're gonna get a favor from them later on. That's nice.
Yeah, you can pretty much go into non-aggression pact with him, yeah.
And
it's like...
Go on.
Yeah, like other stories I read was, been reading some of the Assassin's Creeds, like books. Those are good and all, very historical. So it's like based with actual history facts besides the Midas Hole killing Templars and whatnot.
And the Pope. Right?
Depending on which timeline you're in.
Okay.
Which book? You saw there's not always there were no popes during the Egyptian age.
Oh,
Or during the Industrial Revolution.
Sorry, the most prominent one for me is second Assassin's Creed with the 4 spin-offs, I think? 3 or 4?
4.
Oh, God. And is that all for your reading?
Yeah, I'll stop you there.
Alright. Edwin, finish this off.
Well, I'm going to start off with something that you know and love, Sean, if you continue it. Vinland Saga.
Nice.
Story of Thorfinn has... Yeah.
Since you love So Vikings, you finally read that Viking manga.
Thanks to Sean, actually, because he...
That was years ago, yeah. I let you borrow the...
2 or 3 years ago?
It was longer than that, I think.
No, 2 or 3 years ago. It was at an anime.
Yeah, it was at an anime expo. I think it was like 2014 or some shit.
No, not that long. It was
I think that's when I bought it.
2014. Holy
Yeah, man.
shit.
I'm pretty sure. But anyways, you borrowed the first volume from me that I bought.
The omnibus volume. And I got into it so much that I ended up getting to it on my own. But right now, Thorfinn is in his Jesus phase where he doesn't want to kill anyone, so he's trying to solve everything with just enough brute force to incapacitate and like wit to just get out of these situations. Except now he can't use that because shit's gone down so badly where you've got the John's Vikings, or the faction that is like supposedly the Uber Vikings that you hear about in these in the history, I guess, and then like with another faction because giant bro Viking dude that was like kind of like one of his Thorfinn's rivals back in the day, who like they dueled. They never really killed each other because they just kept fighting, and they were both real good fighters. Just the other guy was just a hulking mass of muscle and coolness because he has the fucking 2 feet tall guile hair.
Right.
Not really that long, but I mean it was really long in the head, and it was just like held up magically to look like that. So he's fighting with the John's Vikings, that dude, and Thorfinn gets involved because he's trying to rescue this one girl that gets captured, and a few of his friends. So they're gonna get executed. So he goes in the John's Vikings area to try to get them out, and he comes face to face with the man who ordered the death of his father.
Shit.
And he goes full blitz. They're like, he's not incapacitating people because they're like, oh god, it's this guy, get him. And like they're just going attacking Thorfinn and like Thorfinn the orphan. Alright, so they're going to attack Thorfinn, and he fucking snaps them. He just like parries this motherfucker with one hand and snaps his fucking arm the next second with his other hand, like in like a split second, because he just literally lost it. He's face to face with the guy that fucking killed his dad. And just, oh man, it goes out. Because, like, it's just like, oh god, I guess he's just gonna be Jesus now. No. Alright, so...
He ain't fucking around.
Yeah, he ain't fucking around anymore.
They're Vikings, not priests. And they don't do the whole turn the other cheek thing.
Yeah, which is... So it's a bit weird because the leader of the whole Viking group, because he basically got a bunch of Vikings all together so they could attack England.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Christian now.
Yeah, that's probably going to cause a lot of problems for the whole group.
Well, the reason he's a Christian is because he wanted to get in good with the English, but he really kind of ended up believing it eventually. Because he's like, yeah, this is not a bad ideology.
Well, that's because most religions or ideologies were kind of violent in a sense.
Yeah.
Just take like Norse mythology, for example.
Oh, yeah.
But like most of the time, the only people that ever got to go to Valhalla were warriors who died in combat.
Mm-hmm.
It's like explicitly good warriors. They don't even take crappy ones.
Yeah.
So like for everyone else, where did they go?
They go to hell.
Yeah. So exactly, like that pretty much means that compared to that and like say Christianity, where most people were saved, of course that would be more popular.
And hell isn't the hell fiery hell. Hell is
it's an ice world, we know.
Which is in an ice world, yeah, and it's really cool. I liked it. Next one is Metro 2033, the audiobook. I'm more than halfway finished with it, and the similarities between the game, the first game at least, and this one is, I'd say, 70% accurate. You know, it's a little bit of flair to it. Like, one of the characters, Bourbon, Borbu. Okay, oh yeah, that's the thing I forgot to mention in the gaming. I'm playing it in Russian audio and English subtitles.
Alright.
So I'm getting the
That's
full
like some fucking
immersion.
Stalker shit right there.
I'm getting the full immersion.
I enjoyed that one playing Stalker.
Yeah. So, they've got some stuff in there that's different, but Bourbon in the game fucking gets iced by people who he owed money to. No surprise there, but in the book he gets killed by like being possessed by this Metro ghost thing because he didn't have the sanity to fucking laugh. Khan is different because Khan in the game does a bit more of a bigger role than in the book because he's just mentioned once. He's like, oh yeah, I'm the reincarnation of Genghis Khan and no blah 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 blah. He's on shrooms. He's literally just on shrooms. They say that their tea is shrooms. Metro shrooms. So that's it's still a good read. You know, you can both enjoy the book and the game. The book has a bit more of a horror supernatural vibe to it than the game. So you know, it's nice for me to actually hear and read listen to the similarities because I'm not reading it. And the next one, I've been listening to a podcast called This Is War. And it's a podcast about an actual veteran giving their story about going in the armed services and all that. Right now they've only got like 4 episodes up. It's usually all in the Iraq War. I was hoping for Vietnam, you know, and maybe World War. Oh god, there's not that much there because, you know, they're all dying now. But yeah, you got the whole Iraq War going on. So they give a good, really tough perspective on it because they don't take the sides of like America good, Iraq bad. It's they're just giving the side of how terrible like that the whole fighting is over there, the losses they've taken, the friends they've lost, and all that, and it really makes it a real inspiring listen. You know, it just breaks your heart to hear that these guys do all this stuff, and then when they come back home, they're totally distraught and they try to rehabilitate themselves and all that stuff. So it's really heartwarming to hear that, you know, they're getting better and all that stuff. So it's a really good listen, especially if you're kind of like a history buff like I am. So that's what I've been reading. So.
Nice. All right, I guess it's time to bring it in once more.
All right.
Let's crack them.
All right, so
and jump into the news.
Now this one's gonna be fun. Sean, would you like to start this one off? Because I'll join in on a few of them.
All right, I've got two decent sized ones. I mean, they're not crazy, but anyways, let's jump into them. So we've got talking about Danmachi and Crunchyroll here. So Crunchyroll's first published game ever. It's a mobile game of Danmachi. You know, is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? Is being censored. So they're doing their first thing and they're already fucking up.
Yeah.
So the official response to what the censorship was taking out the touching
Touching the girls?
touching the girls in the game, which was a feature in the Japanese version where you could poke them
and
make
react,
them, get shocked or whatever like that.
They're like, "Oh no, why are you touching me?" Yeah, all that shit.
But they said, "Hi, official Danmachi community team here. The touching feature was removed from the English version of the game. Yes, not as a matter of censorship or depriving non-Japanese audiences." Of anything, but due to what is appropriate and not appropriate for English audiences. It's kind of one of those things like, who are you to judge, what is and what isn't appropriate?
David, please interject for this, because I've got the legal aspect coming up right now.
Yeah, so it's kind of a ridiculous in a sense, considering how Japan allows all theirs to have like the touchy-feel stuff and all that. Yeah, here, and in Western countries, it's all censorized and everything.
Because we're ashamed of our sexuality.
It's kind of funny, because considering of how most our video games show, we're okay with showing videos of people getting blown up and shot and whatnot, but there's these communities that are saying no to a little bit of nudity or a touchy-feely stuff or whatever.
Right.
But yet there's all this hypocrisy pretty much.
Yeah, it is. It's just all hypocrisy. Hypocrisy. I'm a few drinks in already, but David, continue.
So pretty much, it's just kind of ridiculous in a sense.
It is, yeah. It's just one of those things where it's no one would probably really care if it was in there, but just the fact that they're trying to take it away to be the almighty, overseers of what is appropriate for people is what pisses people off.
Now the irony of that situation is that they advertised it, so. This is where I am gonna smack you down. Anyone listening to, plus definitely you guys, that you can definitely what's the word? Probably if you got the money, which you could probably pull together because we're all we're all one family. You could sue them for false false advertising, and that's why it's important. If they're advertising that for you, for the people that bought the game and they got the surprise, who are they to judge that they're... This is of course, this is the otaku audience. We're gonna want that shit, right?
It's true.
Yeah. So...
It's we're all pretty much mature. You don't exactly see these kinds of things. Plus people acting all crazy or whatnot.
Plus it's not that bad. It's
very PG, honestly. It's just, it's like poking a girl. She gets shocked, stop touching me lewdly.
Or you could be poking her cheeks or whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. You just poke her cheeks, touch her head, stuff like that, tickle them kind of thing. It's just it's not even it's not inherently fully sexual or anything.
Now, if you want sexual, I've got an app right here.
Where
it's just that premise. Talking Girls Volume 2.
And who's the artist who was featured in this
TTK.
app? Exactly.
Now,
lewd as it gets.
Lewd as it gets. So you got a big titty blonde girl with pigtails. And the premise is you poke her and you level her up. And I've got the English. But you're just poking her head, you're just poking that. And she just responds.
And I mean, it's kind of one of those
just for the Danmachi bit. This is just for the Danmachi bit. There's nothing lewd about it. You're not stripping her. You're not doing anything wrong. So just
Exactly. So Crunchyroll is just...
They're smoking their own farts.
Pretty much.
And they should be ashamed for false advertising. But of course they don't care. They got their money. And we need to kick them in the teeth.
And that's why I will never support Crunchyroll.
Well...
for other things as well, but...
Yeah.
But anyways, the only other thing I got here to jump in is another shitter. Cliff Blazinski, the original God of War creator and whatnot. So after his complete fucking
Gears, right?
Yeah, Gears of War. After his big complete failure of a game, Lawbreakers, happened. I'm surprised the guy even still fucking has a game studio. But he's starting a new battle royale shooter. So after he couldn't make an Overwatch clone work popular, so now he thinks he can make a fucking PUBG/Fortnite clone to follow the market. And of course this shit's gonna fail again. There's no way it's not. He's not cut out for the PC audience or anything, or really anything anymore, because of the bad reputation he's made for himself.
Yeah, sorry to interject, but it's pretty hard to come up pretty hard to top off Overwatch and all these other series that have just came out and is popular. Any company that tries to copy an already existing series is kind of doomed to fail overall easily because
they're a year too late.
Yeah,
unless they're trying to copy something that already exists. Nobody's going to immediately switch over to the new one.
Exactly. Unless they really do something unique with the genre, then it's doomed to fail.
Yeah, like, and unless they have like some interesting characters, good storyline, besides like good gameplay. That's what made Overwatch much more interesting than Battleborn.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like Battleborn, sure, it was all fun and goofy and everything, but Overwatch, it was all cool and serious, and it had a plot and story to it in the background for those who wanted to know more about it. And then they kept on making all these videos and everything.
And the comic books.
Yeah, and they explain more about the world and how it came to be. They draw people inside it. Battleborn didn't do anything.
Yeah, it's a really hollow game. We gotta wait for the bar to fill.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that's my news that's covered for right now.
David, would you like to take this in?
No, I don't really have much news that you guys have not probably said.
Well, all right.
Besides, like, is it wrong to pick up girls? Like, how it's ridiculous having this whole new censorship law. There's a lot of people upset. A lot of people upset about the whole. It's like a false advertisement.
You throw a bar. 9 minutes.
Let's see. Fate Grand Order Lost Belt came out recently. It's like
a new expansion, right? No, Lost Belt?
It's Chapter 2.
Oh, okay.
It's called Lost Belt. It's basically during the timelines that was pruned from human history. Think of these as timeline dead ends.
Okay.
History events or alternative realities that were never meant to exist. That are in like a... And if you remember right, it's like basically this is happening because the A-Team, which is kind of funny of how double entry, meaning for how asshole team, is now trying to reenact the Age of Gods. So, yeah. They're all pretty much going through different timelines and trying to make these dead ends the main human timeline.
Alright. Well,
so
that's still newsworthy.
Yeah, no, that's like... So Chapter 1 came out for the Chapter 2, where you were taking out the first Lost Belt Master. It's like in Russia.
In Soviet Russia?
Yes, with Ivan the Terrible. Who pretty much is now like fused with a giant woolly mammoth and a saber-tooth tiger, and he's like, holy shit, he's a rider, and he's riding like a mammoth the size of a mountain that can shoot lightning out of its tusk.
I was about to think lasers, because that's usually the follow-up question to that.
No, it's lightning.
I mean, answer, response. Fuck.
Yeah, so that was pretty crazy. And that's just like the first chapter, or first boss. And then you got 6 more with each one of them all crazy and bringing their own brand of all, like, who knows what.
Anything else for news?
No, that's pretty much it.
Alright, I'll have to go rapid fire because I got a little slight meaty bit of it.
Go for it.
So, fans of My Hero Academia, as me and David and possibly Sean. Sean?
We'll make a deal. We'll cut a deal.
We'll cut a deal? Alright, how about the rest of that pizza?
No.
Not
yeah,
enough?
go ahead.
Oh, fine. Alright, so My Hero Academia. The creator gets backlash on Twitter for the illustration he drew to celebrate the arrival of Season 3, where he has the 2 main girls, Frog Girl and Gravity Girl, Urara.
Uraka.
Urara?
Just call it Grab Girl or Uravity.
Uravity and what's the frog girl's name?
Sue.
Sue and Uravity are in bikinis, kind of a deal. You know, they're just like there's nothing bad. They're like in nice, cute bikinis, and they got the 2. I guess the 2 main characters there. They're just there, but they're like jaw dropped kind of shit. He's just like celebrating Season 3 and all that shit, and he gets backlash from fucking hypocrites, you know, where they're just like, stop sexualizing female characters shit, you know, and I'm just like...
Oh, and I saw on Twitter, I don't even, cover too much My Hero Academia, but I saw big backlash on Twitter that, there was, an illustration scene of all the girls in the bikinis, and then when it was adapted to the series, they made them skinnier, and all the SJWs who are fat and want to be represented as, fat girls in the anime were very pissed off that they made them skinnier in the anime.
Yeah.
Well,
it's just, a cancerous fan base that follows.
Plus, they don't know the culture of Japan.
Exactly.
Literally, like, they have such a really tight knit diet thing in their culture from an early age. Like they
Well, it
know
was
how to
like
cook
it was
healthy.
yeah. The original illustration had them a little thicker, not even like fat, but just a little thicker. And then the anime cut them down, a few centimeters, and there was this huge, crazy backlash for no fucking reason.
Not by much. I mean, hey, I'm a man of culture that like them thick, extra thick. All right, but what I don't appreciate that these people are just like, bagging on the fucking creator for this.
I can see how that, just because I saw that and I'm like, man, these people are just going crazy.
You should see the double standard they have, because some of the stuff they retweet, I guess, is just male characters being sexualized.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just hypocrites.
Yep,
of course.
That's the beauty of hypocrisy.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it, it's the internet. People are fucking ignorant as fucks. I mean, guys, gal, out there, if you're listening, are girls in bikinis bad? That's a serious question. No? Yeah?
So, that's for them to ask, like, unless you want us to put our opinion.
Yeah, I'm literally
no bias
here,
no bias here, but no, they're not bad.
Like,
they're not bad.
No, it's like what the creator did. It wasn't anything really sexualized. I mean, It's easy to see. We could probably name several dozen series that where girls were sexualized.
There's hundreds.
They're regular bikinis. Like they're not fucking string bikinis.
It's people
they're
that
not band-aids or string.
Yeah, the people who complain are the people who don't go outside, that have never, been to a swimming pool or a beach or anything.
Yeah.
And it's like not only that, it's like the fact that they go ahead and have these double standards with guys,
right?
Like being all sexualized, like saying, really, okay, you're saying this, but you're doing this. Mm-hmm. Like, what happened to? You ever heard the phrase "practice what you preach"?
They haven't.
No, they haven't. All right.
But anyways, what else you got?
I'm gonna go with something good because we need to get the salt out of the wound. So, you guys like AR, augmented reality?
It's a fantasy that everyone who's
Right.
watched anime or like plays video games has often dreamed about.
Now, let me tell you what was poorly implemented in the Sword Art Online Ordinal Scale is that they didn't have AR figures. So, right now in Japan, for iPhone only, you sick motherfucker, Sean, I'm looking at you.
Alright.
You can get this application that, where you can get an AR girl. An AR figure, kind of like a actual figure, anime figure for like your favorite wife and all that stuff. Right now they've got a limited bit of it, but like they've you can do different stuff with it. Some of them are different poses, and you could have them anywhere, like on any surface. So you can have them. It's the size of like a Nendoroid, kind of deal.
Yeah, I've seen.
They're nice and cute, but they still got the physique.
Fucking Domino's had one for Miku.
Oh yeah, for the
years ago.
pizza box.
Yeah, you put it on the pizza box, she would dance for you.
Yeah.
Oh, don't forget the good old Pizza Hut doing the CC from Code Geass.
Yo, Sean, 10 seconds.
All right. Go for it.
So, AR, you can have it as, you could be on the street, tap it in and scale it, and she could be the size of a fucking skyscraper if you wanted to, and if you're high enough. Like, you too in Japan, and if you have an iPhone, I'm sure, Sean, you can do it if you want.
Right.
You can check out the selections, and hopefully later on they will have it for Android. That's going to be a fun one. Next one, Monster Hunter World gets a release date for the Dante set and a possible Chun-Li Street Fighter set. So that'd be nice.
Okay.
Yeah, they've been advertising about that for a while.
I think I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have the release date. Bad on me because I thought I put it on. But whatever. Next one. Westworld trolls its fan base by, they're taking a stance on fucking spoilers and spoiler culture. So they're just like, you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna spoil the season for Westworld season 2, and
everyone dies.
No, it gets better. So they're just like, they release a trailer, kind of like a stream bit. They stream it, I guess, where they're just like, all right, so we're gonna show you the
very ending.
All right now, and you see it for a minute. It seems serious, and then you got the girl Dolores, who's like the main girl in Westworld, singing in a nice, beautiful voice, the Rick Roll scene by Rick Astley. Never gonna kiss you out.
Don't.
And then once she finishes that song, it's just a dog with sign or something, just sitting there on a piano for the Westworld theme for like the next 15 minutes. So it's just like they troll their fan base, and I'm just like, well played. It got me, man. Like they got me fucking hyped, thinking, oh, you know what? I would love to know the spoilers because I like the show. I'd love the mystery of it, but fuck it. If they're throwing us the bone, why not? And no, I got fucking smacked. All right, next one. Oregon finally finalizes its net neutrality in its state. Like, not like a few other states where they legit are going through the process. This one is finalizing. Like, it's close to being finished and set in stone. Like, the Ajit Pai can't fucking mess around with.
I forgot his name. Like, it's basically Mr. Giant Recess Cup guy. Like, going around saying, oh, don't worry, this is a good thing. Like, we take net neutrality down.
Yeah.
He's like, well, you have all the most important things still functioning you. Be able to buy spinners. Be able to show videos of you doing memes and whatnot.
Yeah. It was a fucking stupid video that you promoted. Now, I believe since for 4 years now, we've had net neutrality legalized by Barack Obama. One of the few things he's done. Yes. And already we've got like a bunch of shit happening right now with... I guess for my part, Games Workshop, because Games Workshop has 40K models and like Age of Sigmar stuff, but now other companies have been making their own models, kind of like in the aesthetic of it, that you can use with the actual game, and they're trying to get their license. Some of them do, like Forge World, where they have we're okay with fucking Games Workshop. They're like, oh yeah, we'll give you your own rule set, and you could be within the canon of 40K, but you'll be your own company and we'll do our thing. So you could do this, and it's just like it's giving that as an incentive for at least American capitalism. And like there's a bunch of like there's fucking mattresses coming out like that's in competition with each other. Like competition is good, guys. Like you need competitors or else no one will change. And like for fuck's sakes, what Ajit Pai has been doing is just really bad. Like, it's just gonna shut down, like... Netflix is, like, one of these things that, for a long time, cable companies haven't liked. And so they can just, like David said, make it slower for you to watch your Netflix video. Or, for me, Crunchyroll, because they did do that for a little bit.
Yeah. And, or just, like, any of minor sites that aren't, like, major companies. They'll go ahead and, like, say... Hey, companies, like, if you want to go ahead and show your stuff, you got to pay a fee, meaning that they have to charge us who want to watch with them if we want to see that from them. Otherwise, they say, we can't pay this. Like, okay, well, too bad. Right. Like, we're going to go ahead and, like, block you or censor you or slow your, download down.
Can't be taken away. Yeah, so, next one for me, I'll just finish up for the net neutrality one. It's good on Oregon. We just need it in California now because it's literally capitalism out here, and we're just going to kill each other if we don't. We really are. Especially for the tech industry. Now, next one. YouTube has finally been caught with their pants down because they've been collecting data on YouTube kids and targeting ads for these kids without parents' consent.
So that's pretty much like whenever you go on YouTube and you're always forced to see ads before you can see an actual video.
Yeah. So that's the weird thing because legally, it falls in the line of the child protection bill that the U.S. have, and they could definitely be sued by a lot of people, especially since, YouTube Kids is a thing, and that's technically like, of course they're going to collect your data, it's Google.
Yeah, it's pretty much kind of being a repeat with the whole Facebook and the Cambridge Analytica thing.
I stand by Cambridge Analytica. Now, my 2 cents here is parents really should fucking step up their game and dictate what they should be watching and what they shouldn't be watching, because maybe they might not use YouTube Kids. Maybe they really want to watch a PewDiePie stream, or all that stuff. Like, and they're really not the kids that should be learning that, watching that stuff at that early. Mind you, I was one of those kids. So, but still, like, parents should sue. They should be upset over this, but you should also be a parent, and you can't forget that. You gotta be a parent. Now, next one, we mentioned Danmachi, whatever. That's fine. And the last one for me, Starbucks controversy.
Yeah.
The whole racism in Starbucks.
Yeah, quote unquote racism.
Quote unquote. It's nonsense. Now, I'm just gonna say this as a Starbucks customer and as a former business owner. Well, co-business owner, because it was also my name, but I ran it too. Loitering is kind of a problem in a lot of places. You know, a business is technically a private property.
It is,
You
yeah.
know?
So, I mean, they can literally make their own rules. They can kick anyone out for any reason they feel necessary.
Yeah.
Now, here the thing is, you know, they don't have the story that they didn't tell you is that, you know, these people are sitting around there not ordering anything for what was, I believe, mentioned 20 minutes or so. They were asked to either order something or leave. When the cops came, the cops asked them to leave, and they were no, and they were belligerent, and that's why they got kicked out.
Well, the thing is, it all started. The key thing is, it all started for the bathroom code.
Right.
As a Starbucks customer, I've practically lived there for almost 2 or 3 years, living off their Wi-Fi when I wasn't going to school. Now, and playing video games. I literally played Skyrim for 2 or 3 years in there, modded, of course. But I always bought something, and like, of course, I'd know the password code. If you know the password code, fine, that's it. They'll change it like once every week, but they always give it to their customers, and it didn't matter what skin color they were. Now, these guys want to make it about race. Fine by them. But they're wrong. They're clearly wrong, in the wrong.
They're definitely wrong.
And what I really don't like about it is Starbucks, the company, bent backwards for... They caved in for these people.
So now they have a thing where every African American can come in and get free drinks for a while.
Really?
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, no.
I thought it was on May 29th they were going to close all Starbucks and like have them go through a racist like a...
They probably did that too, but they had
that's next month.
Racial. Oh yeah, you're going to do that. But I mean, they had a full thing where a voucher where if you're African American, you can just go in and ask for a free drink.
What was it called? Racial bias training?
Yeah.
Yeah. Racial bias training is bullshit. Legit, like, anyone with a decent common sense should know that Starbucks isn't in the wrong. Of course, you know, this isn't
here's how
Chicago, right?
Yeah, I don't recall exactly where, but...
Yeah, here's the issue. The thing is that the person from Starbucks called the police when there was just these 2 African guys, like, staying inside the building within less than 2 minutes.
It wasn't 2 minutes. It was they lied about that. It was 20 minutes.
It was about 20 minutes, yeah.
Now, mind you, this is just definitely opinion there if you want, but I believe the police statement that they got the call, I'd say 15 minutes after what they're saying, and they showed up maybe like 5 or 10 minutes after. Talk to these guys, and they're just acting really standoffish, and just like, you know, believe what you want to believe, but like, a business should have the right to fucking like kick people out if they're loitering. But you know, of course, they just ask for the bathroom. You know, they have of course, the Starbucks should not give out their fucking password codes to anyone else that's not a paying customer.
It's not a public bathroom.
It's not. Like, and it's not the bullshit thing about it that I hate is someone else. There's already copycats for this shit, you know? Like, someone else, since I don't know if it was in the same state, I guess, or if it was somewhere else. But they're basically trying to do the same thing, and it's total bullshit. Like,
I'm pretty sure the state that it happened in, or the city, it was like, that city has like 50% black population. The lady who called the cops was Mexican, I believe.
Asian.
Latina.
She's Asian.
She was Asian, okay.
Yeah.
I knew she wasn't. She was a person of color. But it's just one of those things, you know, it's just dumb.
Yeah, so it really is. I mean, it's just, god damn it, Starbucks, you fucking caved into the wrong people. And
because they'll never let go.
Now, on a brighter bit, we can go to our actual main topic. Hold on.
We have to touch the
girl.
But anyways, let's bring it in and Clank here.
Yeah.
Clank for the
Clank, man.
Yeah, hold on. There you go, David. You're next.
That was
you gotta touch the girl.
It was a nice long one, so
yeah, I had a lot to get out of. Plus, I would have rapid fired in.
So now we've got the big one here, the topic.
The main topic. Alright.
What's our topic?
Lubes.
Let them know.
So our main topic is hentai. Hentai discussion,
animated
basically.
hentai.
Yeah, animated hentai.
2D animated hentai.
Not
the shit that everyone knows about, you know.
Yeah, when they think about
not the underground
anime, you'll probably think about hentai.
Right.
Now, Guys, let's all start with just poke. Oh, is there a fucking bar in there? Alright, it's
She's out. She's out. She's out. She's
She's
timed
got a
out.
little stamina bar on the right, on the bottom right, and once it fills up to 1, you can keep tapping it for like 2 or 3 times. So you gotta wait a certain amount of time. Alright, so of course we should get into our main topic, David, which is hentai. The hentai discussion we've all known and loved and been waiting for.
Alright.
So let's start with a brief history about what hentai is and where we started. So Sean?
I mean,
David?
it's simple enough. It's hentai. It's porn.
We're all
It's-
men.
It's animated 2D porn
It's all lewd.
from Japan. So that's what it is. It's simple. It doesn't need any bigger explanation than that.
Now, I do think we should all start at the beginning, if we can. So, as everyone knows, we were all once a wee lad, a otaku group where we just got into anime, and the internet was just fresh when dial-up was around.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we'd
It
have to
was during a
find...
time when Borders and Barnes and Noble were still around.
Yeah, and of course, we've got to... You know, we had a newfound love of anime and titties. And so, spawned hentai for us. Now, I don't want to get into what the first one for me was, so let's just get into the meaty bit. Sean, would you like to start off with the studios?
All right. So let's talk about studios that currently exist in the hentai sphere here.
Yeah, so these are publishers or anime
Yeah,
studios. and all that
publishers
stuff?
or studios that make the current lineup of hentai. So let's start with the good, and then we'll get to the bad here. So we have T-Rex. So T-Rex is one of the good boys. They're the saviors of hentai currently.
And what are they notable for?
So most recently they've done stuff like Mizuryu Land.
I watched that just a few days ago just to see if it was good. It was good.
It's good.
It's fucking good.
T-Rex has good animation. They keep good with their adaptations.
It's some of the bits I gotta say for Midori K-Lan was a little awkward with the faces, but yeah, it was really well animated.
Not
it was
as-
nice and colorful.
There's only one other studio that's done a Mizuryu work that I know of, which is Poro, which I'll get into later, and their faces were really fucked up. So,
Oh god.
we won't worry about that. They did pretty good, but then they've also done things like Fault, which is an old classic,
Ah, yeah, Fault.
which was Tony Taka's artwork. So
I'm a big fan of the Taka here.
and they kept it true to the art, and then also Koito Kinembi, they also did that.
Yeah, my favorite doujin series that I had to rediscover while looking for this, and I want to own the whole thing now.
And then
Musunde Hiraite, wasn't it, right?
sounds right.
Yeah.
So we've got the next studio in the lineup here, another good one, in my opinion, Pink Pineapple. So they've done things like the Stringendo series, Accelerando. They're a bit of an older one. I think they have one of the biggest, resumes in hentai as far as like a current studio goes. It's somewhere around like 200 shows.
Alright.
Fela Pure,
Oh, no.
which was
Pelahame,
Fuez.
isn't it, right?
Pisuhame, that's a different studio.
Oh, okay.
But Fela Pure was a Fue doujinshi, the guy who does the best blowjobs in town.
Ah,
He's all about the mouths.
do you mean the anteater mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Alright,
So
I know that one well.
next studio here, Poro. So Poro is same face the studio, as I like to call them. I think in the past 6 years they haven't made a new face in all their hentai. Every single girl they make looks the exact fucking same.
What's the notable thing?
So we've got things like Onichichi.
Oh,
We've
yeah,
got
you're right.
the older things, which before they went same face was like Bloods and Fukubiki Triangle. But they have like Maki-chan Till Now and other stuff like that. But they do a lot of series. They usually come out with 1 or 2 a year. But every single one looks like the exact same fucking series.
Yeah, when you said Onichichi, I gotta say, I agree. You know, the only thing that differentiates them maybe is the hairstyle, hair color, eye color,
Yeah,
maybe eyebrows, that's it.
but they all look the exact same face and same personality usually.
Yeah.
It's pretty weak. And I like the original Onichichi, but then after they came out with 6 more fucking series of Onichichi, I got tired of it.
For animation?
Yep, they have, I believe, 7 fucking series of Onichichi now.
Fuck. I could look it up on the Haven.
Yeah,
Hentahaven.com.
it's something close to that. It's either 6 or 7. It's a lot, and they're not stopping anytime soon.
But they're still good though. I mean, if you
I
you
think
need
they're
a
actually
link-
decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can get past with them, but man, they're boring sometimes.
David, do you know any of these titles already?
I'm not sure. I don't really watch hentai that much, so I don't really know most of these studios.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So,
I might have seen something, but I might have not.
So then we've got Mary Jane, the good old Mary Jane. So we've got
Is it a good studio?
they're a good studio in my opinion. They kind of do.
Oh, I already
Some of the
see what
way
I like.
Yeah, we've got Triple Ecchi or
Brandish.
HHH. We've got Brandish, the
Succubus
one.
It's
Yeah,
the hero that fucking...
he disguised himself as a Shota
No,
to
he's
bait her.
I think he's the Shota and then he just fucking awakens.
That's true. Yeah,
So
it could have been one or the other, but yeah.
he could gun himself.
But then he fucked her
Yeah.
and banished her with his dick.
He didn't banish her, but
I know, but-
it's just basic. Oh my god, it's so fucking good. It's a
It's
fucking
good shit.
hilarious one too.
And most recently, they've done the Toshi Densetsu series, which is a couple of just different short stories and stuff. I'd say they're overall pretty good. They're kind of hit and miss. Sometimes some of their shows look a little rushed or low budget, but I think in general they keep a pretty consistent style. So and then we've got Collaboration Works. Now I don't actually know if they're still current. I didn't see anything from them since last year, so they could be dead at this point. But I'm holding out hope because they're one of the good ones too still. So their most popular one was the Eroge Ichimo Gemu series.
Based off the actual game, right?
Yeah, off the actual game, yeah.
Okay.
Which I thought was a good one. Again, it's good, good animation, good art style and stuff. And now, there's a few other tiny ones, but not worth mentioning because they've only done a couple of things here and there. But then last, and definitely the least, Queen Bee. The one that hurts.
I bite my thumb at Queen Bee, definitely.
So they've done things like Pisuhame, Futabu, most recently Nishio, implicitly, things like that. So
I do have one that David told me, which I gotta say from the picture, looks really good.
It's made from the artist Goban, so of course it's going to be good.
So this, let's see, that was Queen Bee. So usually, yeah, it looks good from their promotion art.
Yeah.
But then the animation, it's always so weak from Queen Bee, in my
Yeah.
opinion. It's probably the lowest of the
Wait,
lowest
actually,
parts.
this came out, I believe...
Probably recently, yeah.
Yeah, 2017. So, the thing I don't like... We'll get into that later, but yeah. These are the studios, so...
Well, yeah, those are the studios, so... Now let's talk about just some big names real quick. Let's just talk about some notable or popular ones that, are household names at this point.
Now, for me, for my research, keyword research, so far the popular ones have been ones that have been out for the ages or have been really popping, like from these notable artists. So, Mizuyu K-Land is definitely one of those.
Yeah, he's always on the up and up. He's
Yeah.
a very popular artist these days.
Say Yariman is definitely one of those ones. And I'm going by most viewed and most wanked on Hentai Haven.
Got it.
Yeah, so I love how people are brave enough to make an account and vote. Yeah, I wanked.
I wanked.
Yeah,
I like it.
most fat and
Good
Dropout. A really good one.
That was by Fan no Hitori.
Fan Hitori, and of course the legendary Halloween themed. I definitely recommend you to watch this in Halloween. It definitely got me by surprise, and I recommend it to you all. Bible Black.
Bible Black.
Now, La Noche
Everyone
de
knows Bible
Walpurgis.
Black.
Yeah, almost everyone's heard about that series.
Everyone knows it.
Yeah, or they either know that series or they know the series known as Discipline.
Discipline is a good one.
And then more recently, Starless.
Starless. I have heard of
Well,
it.
that's more recently.
Yeah, that's very recent.
Now the art stuff for It
It's
hasn't
more
really
for
changed.
game.
It's really I like the art style for it, but
But they did do a hentai 4-episode series of Starless, so it's still out there.
but Bible Black is really notable. If you're an otaku, chances are you came across this
You've
already,
heard of it.
or you fapped to it, and more to you, I guess.
I
But,
mean, if you
it's
have
not
any
my
of those
cup.
kind of darker, fetishes, then that's one of your go-tos, man.
It's too dark for me. For a guy that really likes human toilet, mind break, cucking. Bible Black is too much for me. I just can't.
Fair enough.
And those are some notable ones. Sean, do you have any more?
I have a couple more. So again, Onichichi is pretty popular, and it must be if they've got fucking like 7 seasons of this shit at this point.
Yeah, I guess.
Resort Boeing. So this is an older one of my favorites, and very very popular as far as I was doing some searches, on my anime list and looking for most favorited, most viewed type of areas.
Wait.
And that was on there.
My anime list has this documented?
They do. They have ratings. They have views. They have favorites for all hentai. So.
I've been definitely done the research in the wrong area. Well, I've been watching.
True, but we've also got Kanojo. One of my
Kanojo times 3, right?
Yeah, Kanojo times 3. Another classic for a few of the girls. And then the most infamous of all. If you've heard of Bible Black, you've also heard of this one. Say its name, Edwin. Boku.
Fuck you.
Boku no
Boku
Pico.
no Pico.
You probably know about this one too if
you're a
dabbled
boys
in
love,
hentai.
yeah, if you're a boys love person,
Even if you haven't watched it, you've probably heard of it.
You've seen the memes, you've seen the video of the guy. Don't watch an anime called Boku.
Right.
Yeah. It's not my cup of tea, and I think the first one really is rape.
Yeah.
And I don't like the art style. It's just not my thing. I don't like boys. I don't like girly boys. I don't like... Okay, Felix is the exception. A few other ones are the exception. But traps in general, there's a reason I have trust issues. And it's traps.
Shit.
Alright, now David, do you have any notable popular ones to add?
Nope.
They're not your favorites, but notable ones that you've...
Maybe anything else that you've heard of that we didn't mention?
Yeah, that we didn't. Yeah.
Nope. All right. Let's get into the next little jump here. So gems. So
I'd like to start this one.
Yeah, ones that we think are either underrated or unpopular for their time. That didn't get the attention that we think they deserve.
Now, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to look for my anime list while I do this. But I'm a huge fan of a doujin called Milk Party. And the artist does a really good few things on it. He's done a lot of miso. He does a really good I guess vanilla, sometimes some other stuff. I can't really fucking think about it right now. There we go, found it on my anime list. But I really like Milk Party because the premise is simple. Some guy likes milk so much, and he has this anthropomorphic cowgirl that just looks so cute as fuck, and once he puts human ears on her, he's like, oh my god, it's a real girl. So it's just a comedy-based thing. And it got an adaptation for it. And it is made by... Oh, fucking shit. Alright. Well, whatever. Waisetsu Mitsu is a really cute one, and to me it's totally underrated because it's by Pink Pineapple. 2013.
Okay.
The art style, I guess, for the animation wasn't okay, but it felt good to hear about it, see it, and I'm a huge fan of that one doujin. Just that one original hentai comic.
Nice.
Koito Kinenbi. Takoyaki is always my boy, and the Koito Kinenbi series has that Santa, you probably know him by the Santa series, I guess, the lead Santa girls.
The 2 lead Santa girls.
And, but my personal favorite is most vanilla as fuck creation, Musunda Hiraite, I believe. basically this guy moves in with like this girl. Sorry, I have to fucking type in, fucking look it up at the same time. So he kind of moves into this apartment complex with here, you take care of that while I try to think things through. So moves us into this apartment complex run by this landlady. That's a fucking cute 25, 30 something year old, maybe a little younger, but she's definitely cute as hell. She's got that adult mature. Thank you, my boy. My boy. All right, thank you, my boy.
Mm-hmm.
So got this cute feet. Oh, it's actually two people that made it. Pink Pineapple and T-Rex.
Oh yeah, Pink Pineapple and T-Rex actually do a lot of collaborations here and there, and that's why their art styles actually look pretty similar in general.
Yeah.
And when they collab, it usually comes together really well.
And I'm a huge fan of the Koito Kinembi series, just because of that fucking comic, because it has like I believe 4, maybe 5 parts in the Dojin series, and so vanilla because the guy ends up marrying the girl because like she's just cute as fuck. They kind of like have this moment where like, oh god, you have a boner. I could take care of that for you, and then it just they develop a relationship through that, and it just gets good. They get married.
I think my favorite Koito Kinenbi like a little short story was the one with the girl that got those. They're in school and she was dressed up as like a fox.
Oh, that's.
And she's kind of tied up, yeah. And then she gets all vanilla as fuck, unties her, and they just make sweet love.
Yeah, and that's also in the same hentai animation, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it's in there. I think episode 2, but it's good.
Now, Takoyaki's been doing a lot of doujin stuff lately, but I feel like that one was a little under the radar. Maybe it's not, maybe it is, but in my opinion, I was really disappointed with what Anti-Haven showed. It was like in the middle. So, in the most fat and most viewed. They needed more.
I feel you.
I guess you guys are cops out there.
Aren't you?
Yeah, but sometimes you need to. Sometimes you need to heal.
All right. Any others that you want to mention?
No, those are the only 2 I wanted to mention as Jones.
So I'll mention 2 as well. So we've got Anejiru. So this is one that came out probably I can't remember the exact year. Probably 7 or 8 years ago at this point. It had 2 full series, hentai series. It's about this guy who his mom remarried, and then all of a sudden he has 3 new stepsisters. Then he finds this jar in his new room that curses him, and where he has to get woman juices, or else the curse will come upon him. And it was a funny little story.
I feel like I've heard of that one. I don't remember.
Maybe. But I like that one, and it is one of those ones that when I look around, you never hear anyone talk about it.
Yeah.
It was kind of a fun, just a little story thing with some good scenes and everything. But then one of my other all-time favorites, Oppai no Oja 48, from I think about 10 years ago at this point. So this is about this dude who calls himself the King of Breasts, where when he sees a pair of breasts, he can immediately know whose breasts they are and he can match a face to them. And then so he gets, I believe it's like a fairy or something, the deity comes to him and says, we're going to play a game. And he gives him she gives him these free sex cards. And basically on the other side of the card is a picture of a woman's tits, and he has to go find this woman. And then if he gives her the card, then he gets to bang her.
I feel like I've seen it. It's just, you said it was 10 years ago?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Okay, then yeah, probably.
It's hilarious.
I remember a premise about some guy who can identify girls by boobs.
It's fucking hilarious, and there's a lot of different variety in there, and it's a good one. It's a good one if you like some comedy with your hentai.
Yeah, which a lot of hentai is, unless you're into dark stuff or boku. And David, do you have any gems you feel that is under the radar?
No.
All right.
Well, not contributing too much, eh?
Sorry, I don't really get a chance to watch hentai and all that, so I told you I can't really provide much for this.
All right. Well, I mean, maybe after this, just give a look at your favorite doujin series. I mean, hentai comic series that are their own thing, and see if there's an adaptation for it, and then maybe get angry if it's Queen Bee. Maybe.
I think we will, because we're going into our rants here and final thoughts.
There's a reason why we don't like Queen Bee.
So yeah, Queen Bee. So there's the reason that I don't like Queen Bee is because they get adaptations of some of my favorite artists or very popular doujinshi series. We're talking about like big names here. Okina. I can't remember his last name. Okina, a big artist that's done a ton of stuff, which was Pisahame. We've got fucking Futabu, that they got the rights for.
They got Sasamori now.
Yeah. Okay, so they got Nishio, which was Pija, one of my very favorite artists. I've seen the first episodes. They look like fucking trash, and I'm really sad because I love that doujinshi series. We've got Implicitly, which is fucking Higashima Sho, another one of my old-time favorites who disappeared for years and then came back and still killed it with very, very dark stories. You wouldn't like them. We're talking about like Quizlaz type stuff.
Oh, okay, fuck you. No.
But they actually got a Higashima Sho series animated, and it looks like trash. It's terrible. We've got Hokago no Yutose, which is Sasamori Tomoe, which is coming out sometime, I believe, this year, which makes me very sad. One of my very, very favorite all-time artists.
No, I'll just insert this about Queen Bee. What I don't like is sometimes they really half-ass it on their animation. They'll recycle the same 3 or 4 scenes, I guess.
It's basically you're kind of looking at a fucking doujinshi page. You're looking at still images 50% of the time, or maybe it looks like a still image, but there's one small moving part for 10 to 15 seconds at a time, and then it moves to another one where it does that. It's very, very weak animation. There's nothing, amazing about it. It's very, very dull.
Yeah, like some of them, the faces don't even change. Like, they got the same expression, maybe a different one for a different one, but then they'll recycle that one in a different segment because they'll go back to the one they used before, and it's just it's really weak sometimes. I mean, I haven't really kept up with a lot of studios, but that one was really notable because I was just like, this animation really didn't do well, and then since I was doing research, it became clear that Queen Bee isn't that good. It just isn't.
And the problem is they get all the best doujinshi artist adaptations
because they make the big bucks.
Apparently, I mean, because they don't put any fucking money into their animation, and so they just rake in cash on whatever they do sell. So go for it.
My final kind of thing, I guess, is really hate a lot of the taboo stuff that is not really to my taste. Cuckolding is one thing because that gets more realism to my opinion. Just fine. I really don't like boys love stuff like Boku no Pico, but that's a niche that just doesn't speak to me. And this is a big one for me because it's a lot of it is that, but I hate incest. Like, I hate the idea. I don't care if she's your stepsister or your cousin. Yes, this is the Kirito reference. But
it's okay. We know you're not cultured.
I don't like that taboo. I just don't like. There's a fucking familial relationship there. I don't want it. Like, family. There's someone who's told me.
Childhood friend.
Childhood friend. That's fine. Childhood friend. I love childhood friend. She's not. She's just your childhood friend.
What if the family considers her part of the family?
That's different. But if you grew up with her and you call her Onechan or your little Imoto,
then we're all good.
Then no, I don't like that. How, like, there's even like your mom, I guess. Like, God, I hate that so much. It's just, I really don't like it. But of course, I'm kind of a bit of a hypocrite because I follow Mogadon, and some of his original stuff is. It's just basically that, but it's just...
And he does mostly cuckolding.
And it's just like... It's not something I like, but I can ignore it because just... Fuck it, whatever. I'm not going to look up the translation for it. Most of the time, I guess. but I don't like it, and I take a stance on it. If it's your family member, don't fuck your sister, you sick degenerate, and that is all.
All right.
So
let's leave it at that then. I guess we ready to jump into our last bit here.
The recommendations and then the rants.
Recommendations and rants. Let's bring it in.
All right. So for me, I would recommend for watching the FAO Gun Gale Altar. Because it has no Kirito. It's got this tall girl who's very cute, very so filled out. And then if you want something a little bit, not your niche, fine. You got a little gun lolly. I'm all game for that. And it's really well done. It's got a really good premise, just because it's not your typical sword art story. Especially since it's Gun Gale, you're expecting, it's just bullets and PUBG. It's PUBG the anime, but it's got a little bit of a plot line where, like, the girl's only trying to get this good at the game because she wants to meet this one girl. And, she's like, alright, you know what? If you get good at the game and you beat me with your gun, we'll meet up offline. And, they got to know each other in the game to get to that point. And this is her goal. And I appreciate that. Plus, it's written by someone who isn't Ricky Kawahara. And actually is a really competent writer. He has an anime series that I don't have right now, but I've seen around in the fucking My Anime List stuff as it's something you'd enjoy. It's from a while back. Thank you. So Sean, I'm recommending the Gun Gale series. So who's the writer? What's the animation?
I don't remember his name, but he had written Kino no Tabi. Kino's Journey.
Yeah, I've seen that around My Anime List and a lot of fucking YouTube recommended anime stuff from YouTubers.
So yeah.
So it's a really notable writer. And I'm promoting that right there. Like, you got two things there. It's competent writing that you could definitely get into. It's witty, it's funny, and the dialogue doesn't drag on or try to show you fan service like they did for the past two arcs, if you remember Alfheim and Gun Gale. And then no Kirito. They cut the cancer from the franchise, and I just love it.
Perfect.
I have a blatant hate for that character, for Ricky Kawahara, because he breaks the writer's sin, and that is don't make a Gary Stu-esque character. And the next one for reading, Chobits by Clamp. I don't know if I recommended this one, but I'm recommending
so
it.
Good.
It's
classic
by Clamp. If you're definitely for the female audience out there, and you haven't read this, give it a read. It's got good comedy revolving around some, I'd say 20-some-year-old guy.
College guy,
basically, who, he's fucking taking remedial classes, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because he failed. So he's this college guy who's trying to make it in life, and he finds this robot girl, because in that feature, getting a computer isn't just getting a computer. You get a walking autonomous, robot girl that'll, on the fly, look up stuff you need, okay, I got this video for you that'll help you with your studies. I know the location for this. I got the GPS tracking for this.
He's too broke and he wants one, but can't afford one.
And so he gets this one that's very cute, and
he finds one dumped out in the garbage, basically, and takes it home with him. But it turns out, it's a special one.
It's a very special, because this is Clamp, and I mean, the scenario that came out with that is just really funny. And
it's a fucking adorable story. For the most part, it gets serious towards the end.
It's got a lot of interpersonal relationships. It's got a lot of sweet stuff in it. That definitely, it's definitely one of my guilty pleasures to enjoy. But it definitely speaks more to the female audience, and definitely it'll catch your interest. Now for playing, I'm gonna promote the Metro series. Definitely, I recommend you play Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light on Ranger mode, so that you get the full immersion. And if you can, you don't have to play it in Russian. You'll be as lost as I was, because the only thing that's actually subtitled in English is the important main story stuff. So you're not going to hear anything else. Because in English, you know, I got these other stories where it's just like dialogue bits so you can learn about the world. But, yo, man, like, in Russian, it's so fucking immersive. You're, like, into the zone because you're in Russia. Of course you should hear it in Russian.
Yeah, exactly. It's like playing fucking shows in Chernobyl. Fucking Stalker.
Yeah, it's so fucking good.
It immerses you.
Yeah. Like, my gosh, I got into the whole story of Artyom. Now, mind you, it's just kind of like a generic shooter, you know. There's no multiplayer for it. So, but it's not like Call of Duty, you know. Like, it's got a lot of things you could fit into, and I definitely recommend it. It speaks to me. I had my blast for it, and I'll probably play it later on.
Alright.
Alright, so who's next? Who wants to serve this bone?
David, what you got? What do you want to recommend for the people?
I'll keep it simple. I would recommend watching My Hero Academia Season 3 because things are about to get very, very interesting. It's like, and the action's about to go ahead and pick up real fast. Yeah, that's the only series I can think of right off the top of my head that I would recommend. To read, I would say probably reread like the Assassin's Creed novels. It doesn't have to be any from any particular timeline or game, but they're all well done, and they also fit with actual historical events. So you know, you got to learn a little bit of history while having fun reading that for once. As for games, I can't think of anything out right now that's like.
How about this?
I'll let you say that for yourself.
Oh, come on. All right.
You recommended it already. What's the point of me recommending it again? Yeah, so, yeah, there's not really much for me to recommend right now.
Alright. I'll go for mine. So, I'm going to recommend, you know, something not good. I usually try to recommend something decent, but now I'm going full ecchi trash. Hyaka Ryoran Samurai Girls.
Season 1 or Season 2?
Mostly Season 1. I like Season 1 a lot.
You're my boy.
Season 2 I can watch, but I don't like as much.
It's weak.
But if you're looking for some ecchi trash with some good, nice ladies, and then you can also watch the OVAs for Samurai Girls. Check it out. It's you know, I don't know what to say. It's actually got an interesting art style. I do like the art style.
It reminds me a lot of the Street Fighter 4.
Right. It's got that ink, that like hard borders ink art style, kind of going for it. Which is actually kind of cool, which I like about it, but the main draw is just being ecchi trash, so it's good for that.
Right. Well, we might as well finish this up a little bit later on, right?
Sure. And then we've also got here. This one's mainly for you, Edwin, because I think it's something you need to play. Valhalla. So this is a game that's on
Steam.
On Steam. It's also on a few portable things, but you obviously can get it on Steam easily enough. So, the nice and short synopsis is that it's a cyberpunk bartender action, and it's a boozem em up about waifus, technology, and post-dystopia life.
So you're a bartender.
You're a bartender in literally a post-dystopian, technological world.
Blade Runner-esque thing, right?
Kind of Blade Runner-esque, yeah. And, these ladies or even robot waifus will come in, or even, there's some dudes too, but you come in and, it's kind of categorized as a kinetic novel, not a visual novel. But and the reason that is that it plays essentially like a visual novel, but instead of just making direct choices with how to progress the story, what drinks you make each person is what your decision is essentially, and how it changes how they react to it. So the kind of drinks that you create change the outcome and change the dialogue and everything, and can even change a few story paths. So it's a really awesome game. It's super chill. The music is actually fucking amazing. And there's some good girls in there, some good stories. And it's really cool to just chill with and just read about these people and talking about what they do and everything. There's a fucking prostitute robot, a sex bot that comes in.
Okay.
And she comes in, she's one of your good friends. You can make your drinks and shit.
Friends.
Well, you're actually a chick in this.
Oh, okay, that makes it interesting.
Yeah, it's got some cool stories to it, and I'm actually probably gonna replay it soon because I think they came out with an expansion recently that added some more characters and story areas and stuff. So It's a good one. So
Well,
now,
let me look
oh yeah,
the game up for the audience on Steam.
yeah. So it's Valhalla with
11
VA11 Hala.
VA11 Hall Dash A.
Mm-hmm.
Cyberpunk Bartender Action Team. $14.99. 5-star rating. 10 out of 10. Ah, found it.
Yeah, it's got a 96%, positive review rating. It's up there. It's people who played it love it. It's a good game. It's cheap.
The art style kind of weird, but
It's supposed to replicate the old PC 98 games of its
Yeah.
time, so it kind of has that grainy look to it, which is kind of interesting. A lot of people really like that, but it's kind of retro.
well, hey, I mean, I'm one to talk. I play Honey Pop and Honeycam.
Yeah,
Well, Honey Pop, I like.
but this is a game for anyone that likes to, just chill out with a good visual novel, some good stories, and maybe, make some drinks for some people. Just chill at a bar essentially all day. That's your go-to.
All right. Wow.
And now, what do we got next? Are we doing tags or rants here?
Well,
We want to get into the good or the bad?
let's get into the good. How about you bring a tag up? Because
All right, so let me bring up mine here. So this week I'm recommending everyone Sumata. So this is essentially thigh jobs. So this is the book definition: sex using the thighs to stimulate a penile object. It's essentially when the guy's putting his dick between some big fat thick thighs and just getting off through that. A nice good thigh job. You can find this kind of just mixed into a lot of different doujinshi series. Type it into fucking X Hentai, you'll come across some good ones.
Oh god. I have to do this on the fly. I'd really hate to do this on the fly.
You'll find a lot, but you can find a lot. But if you like thick thighs, which you should, then you'll probably love Sumata.
Okay. Well, for me, I'm gonna do it on the fly. So, this is just a lot of stuff we've already talked about. But I'm gonna recommend something that I'm really into. Oppai Lolly.
Okay,
So,
I respect it.
Basically, short girl with big tits. There's some people who really make them an X amount of age that I don't prefer, and I stay away from those.
Now I have an artist for that, but do you have any particular artists that you like for
No.
Oppai Lolly? Okay.
No, I just pulled it out. But if you want to know what I'm pulling this out of, it's the Hojo no Reizoku Elf 3.
Okay. Got it.
So
I do recognize it.
it's one of those ones that
It's ongoing, I believe, right? or
I
at
think
least
it's finished right now, but
Being
they can
translated.
continue.
I think it's being translated by a few people.
Yeah, this is the third one. It's a really good art style. It's really dark. I didn't like it, but the third one, yeah, no. See, that's the thing about it. And I found it. I was just, it kind of looks nice, and then I found an English translation for it. And I was like, oh, cool. Wait a minute, and well, it's in stuff. That was disappointing. I didn't look at the tags right, and so this is why I want to emphasize: you should look at the tags. But I already had this in my favorites, so I'm a big huge fan of young, short women with big boobs. And
if I'm going to recommend an artist, check out Noise.
Noise.
Noise, just like it sounds.
N-O-I-S-E. I'll look that up right
Maybe
now.
you won't like it, but that's my favorite Oppai Lolly artist. He's long time Oppai Lolly. Probably someone who's really put it on the map, essentially.
This boy?
This is some different stuff. I'll bring it up in a bit, but he's put a lot of stuff on the map here. He's been doing it for years. He has some regular lolly stuff, but his main thing is Oppai Lolly. That's what his go-to is.
Yeah, you gotta be hard with it, boy. You gotta be hard. All right.
Yeah, but anyways, David, do you have any particular tag you'd like to mention?
I'll go ahead and just build off from yours. You can always go with stockings with your thighs.
Yes, you can.
A refined one for
Exactly.
us refined gentlemen.
Some nice thigh highs, some stockings.
There's
Yeah. Anyway, like an artist I would recommend is Raitai, who is the artist who makes the Mahou Shoujo or Zetai Shoujo.
Yeah,
Zettai Shoujo, yeah.
Yeah, he makes a very good series.
he's getting a few figures out, and he's I believe he's doing one of the fake Go characters.
Yeah, he did.
One of the Tomoe girls.
No, it was Raikou. Or
Raikou.
Yeah.
What?
Miyamoto Raikou.
Yeah.
Basically a berserker.
Which is weird because she's an archer.
No, she qualifies as multiple classes. It qualifies as a saber, an archer, and a berserker, and a lancer.
Okay, see that makes sense. Well, yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, she was famous for like different it was famous for different types of fighting styles. There were the most were known for her archery, known for the swordsmanship, known for like using a lance, and there's been also speculation about her like being a berserker because of the Oni blood inside.
Yeah, something about that.
And if you want one of the queens of stockings or thigh highs, look no further than your screen.
Get that shit out of here. Oh, okay, you're talking about Rin.
Exactly.
Yeah, get that shit out of here. No. She's a... Yeah,
she rocks
really
them.
notable.
She's notable for the thigh highs. Yeah. And that's... If you like that kind of thing, then check it out, you know?
Yeah.
Check out some more thigh highs.
Now, let's finish this up with...
let's get salty
something
again.
That we haven't been salty in a while. Like, I'd say the past few podcasts, we haven't been so salty over stuff.
Yeah, we try to avoid being raising pointless arguments.
Yeah, sometimes something comes up that just
gets us in the fucking riled up.
It's like there's plenty of that within real life. We don't need to try to bring it in here.
But we should have vented out because holding it in is definitely isn't good for you.
Well, the thing is, we didn't really have anything.
Oh yeah, we do.
Well, we hadn't in the past, but this week we've got another one here. So maybe you've heard of it just this last week that came and went just like a fucking tornado. The Bully Hunters campaign.
Yeah, definitely. The most saddest fucking thing I've ever seen of a promotion thing.
So you basically just before it went on, which was I think just last week, you saw all these like big advertisements all over Facebook, Twitter, all this stuff about Bully Hunters, which is essentially a group of elite gamer girls who are going to go online on Counter-Strike.
Yeah, no.
Or other games too, but yeah, that's what I'm trying to do here. So it's what it is in its fact is essentially literally a group of elite gamer girls who are going to stop bullying.
Yeah,
online.
promote sexual harassment in gaming. Specifically female sexual harassment in gaming.
Yeah, and essentially what it's supposed to be is this group that exists, or was going to exist, or whatever the fuck, was if you're a woman who was harassed in an online game, you call the Bully Hunters, and they come into your game, and they
break your legs.
they go for the bullier, and own them in the fucking game, essentially, to teach them a big lesson about how bullying is wrong.
Which, to be honest, I would be down for because harassment goes both ways. It's not female harassment or male harassment that needs. Just harassment in general. If they got by that message, I've been okay with it.
I still just think on paper, even if it wasn't even about female harassment or sexual harassment, whatever, even on paper it doesn't fucking make sense. It wouldn't ever work.
No.
Because who the fuck cares that they just got beat or shot down in a game?
The way they did it? Okay, I'll give this.
Yeah.
Because from what I know is, before the whole stream happened, they were trying to rally together to, try to, get a message of, we're going to promote, female harassment in gaming and all that shit. That's okay, whatever.
Yeah,
they get
good.
backed up by a few companies, notably the Steel series, the ones that make your, I believe, headphones and all that shit.
Yeah, headphones, keyboards, mice, that kind of stuff.
And all that
PC
stuff.
peripherals.
And,
but, not to emphasize, it is a real problem, bullying and stuff like that, and that's what the whole rant comes about as, is that they took, what is a real problem and turned it into a fucking sales pitch, more or less.
Which we can ignore. I could ignore the sales pitch thing because they were trying to do something. Now we can definitely. What I can agree with you here is the way they implemented it.
It was awful. So what they did was leading up to this Bully Hunters campaign was a stream that they did, whereas they would do a live stream show where they would monitor some games and wait for wait for someone to be harassed and they would go show the bully hunters in action. What they didn't say is that it was all pre-recorded and faked footage. The harassment was fake. The killing and stuff like that was faked gameplay and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would. I mean, I know that's true, but nowadays, right now, ever since the whole fiasco after the stream, the math they gave you about the whole this many
right.
gamers
So
I
think they said something like 3.5 million gamer girls have been harassed out of online gaming.
Girl gamers.
Yeah.
Gamer girls are a Twitch thing.
True.
Yeah.
But they have been harassed out of gaming, which actually it turns out that the real study that they took this off of, which took a lot of digging because they never cited the source, and a lot of people did digging and found this, was that it was something actually like
from a
it was something like 48 girls said they were uncomfortable in online games, and so they extrapolated this percentage of girls who were uncomfortable and took that over the entire population of console owning people and decided that's how many people are bullied out of gaming. Women, that is. So it went from like 50 to 3 million essentially that they were bullshitting numbers on.
Now, this is where I kind of get more critical on it. Is the money was definitely thrown in there, like big money, not like support us with our Kickstarter campaign thing. I don't know if they did that.
Yeah, it was sponsored money.
It was sponsored money, and they got these nice. Can I comment on the headset? I like their fucking logo.
It's
like,
pretty.
It's a cool reticle thing. I like the design.
It's basically a reticle in the way that a female symbol, is with the circle with the plus underneath it, whatever you call it, cross. But instead it's a crosshair reticle instead of the circle.
Now, if you take away the bottom, dash, what do they call it?
It's a cross plus whatever.
Yeah, if you get rid of the bottom plus, one of them, it reminds me a lot about .hack original Skaith weapon, because he had something like that where he had like the whole crosshair look stick, and he'd smack you with it, and it brought back memories for that. But here's where I get really critical on SteelSeries is they threw money for this campaign and they're backing up on it like, oh, we didn't know the full details on it, which I'm critical on because of course they had to have known if they're going to promote it that much, right? Giving them their own overpriced headset.
Yeah, they made a full headset that had an anti-bullying pamphlet in the box and all this stuff, and they put a bunch of money in this. All the money, or at least not all the money, but all the profits were to go to charity. So essentially it didn't even cost SteelSeries anything, more or less. Just, they got away free from any cost, really. Yeah. Except for putting their name on this and delivering some headsets.
Well, I haven't bought anything from... Actually, I have bought something from SteelSeries. Whatever. This is before the Bully Hunter, so whatever. I love my Logitech. Is Logitech SteelSeries?
No.
Okay, thank goodness. Never mind. Fuck SteelSeries. Alright, so...
Alright. But anyways, yeah, it was a bunch... Literally, they were just shilling this headset nonstop. And that was more or less the real purpose of the stream, was to talk about this headset, and it wasn't actually to show how to stop bullying, how to do all this stuff. It was just a big pre-recorded shill session, and actually
with fake math.
Yeah, fake math, fake statistics, fake gameplay, and then I think it was 2 or 3 days later, the website for Bully Hunters just is gone.
Yeah, no,
it no longer exists.
It doesn't. I can confirm that. I tried going. It's not there. Because I really wanted to check out the headset just to see how much it was. I don't want to dig any further than that because it's gone.
It was like $200, but...
Oh, wow. Definitely don't want it. But there goes my point is the problem that I have with it, besides the whole fake math, big money, bad message, is that this is what the public sees.
Right.
This is what people think is gaming, and it's totally not. We're really... we get real riled up, like, if you're playing CSGO and all that, but we're not fucking animals. We're not savages trying to beat each other on the club or anything.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you're...
Unless you're playing Call of Duty.
And even then, I try to promote a good gameplay style. Even on Overwatch with the fucking rank community and quick play community is toxic as hell. I try to be that guy that's like, fuck it, we lost this round. Don't worry, we'll get the next one. Like, I try to promote a good positive attitude, and like people feel good. Like, honestly, I got commented once where like this guy's like, we're just like, fuck it, whatever. We lost, whatever. We got a good game going, and like we made them work for it. This guy on the other side was just like, yo, dude, you're actually fucking really nice. And I'm just like, yeah, what's up with that? And I'm just like, oh, I'm just a nice guy. And he's like, yeah, but it's the internet. And I'm just like, shit, I don't know. I don't want to feel like shit. I don't want to make other people feel like shit. So I'm just not going to do that. Yeah.
So long story short, just be fucking nice.
Yeah. Well,
unless, I mean, there's situations where it can call for otherwise. But in general, just don't be a fucking dickhead.
Yeah. See, there you go. That's the, bully hunters, that's all you had to say. Don't promote don't, you can promote harassment in these simple words. Don't be a dickhead.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Alright.
Simple as that.
Now,
so.
I'm not finished with rants, because I got a bit more to go.
Alright.
I already ranted on about the fucking whole Starbucks series. I think it's stupid. Whatever. Danmachi, if I could sue you, I would, because you didn't take my money, but you're giving me live, you're feeding the people live, and fuck you. You don't get to decide what the market does without any consequences, Like, because this is what's going to come back to you. When somebody gets the balls, and they will get the balls in the next month or two, to get the game from Japan, take the data from that, get the translation from the Danmachi game, and then give the game out for free. Mm-hmm. And, David, if you ask, you'd have to have a good phone. Fuck it. If you get a PC, I'll get that game for you, man. I'll get that game for working on PC. But just point is, if you have the know-how, someone will actually make that shit happen. They're gonna get a translation. They're gonna steal the translation from Crunchyroll. They're gonna get the Japanese game with the content they have, and they're just gonna put that there. Done. Boom. Maybe add some more translation stuff because they cut the whole thing
right
for the loot stuff. And Crunchyroll, if you're gonna let that happen, you're dumb.
Just don't even bother publishing games from now. Yeah,
no. You just lost your reputation to your core community. Like, you just fucking lost this. And the last one, Destiny 2. Bungie. Mm-hmm. You have something to make me stay and be a casual player. Like, just one of the few. Because you're never really going to get your community back until you do some things to make the game better. And one of these things is 6v6. Make it in all the playable modes. Please. Like, I know you're just testing the waters to see this stuff, but I love this new 6v6. You keep it on there, man. Keep it on there. And maybe tweak some... Get rid of Mida Multi-Tool. Fuck that gun. Like, fuck that gun. There. Those are my 2 demands. And that's it. Alright, let's bring it in and...
one last one. And then let's sign it out. So.
Alright, so this has been the Dirty Casual Corner. Please follow us on... Twitch, definitely. I don't know right now. I think it's Vega the Dirty Casual.
Vega the Dirty Casual, and follow on YouTube
which is
as well.
Vega
subscribe
the Dirty Casual.
If you care.
Yeah. I'd like to promote this. I'm not in it for the money. We're not here to shill unless it's Bud Light Platinum.
Yeah, hook us up.
Yeah, please. Bud Light,
all you have to do is send us a 6-pack every 2 weeks. That's it.
There we go.
Or
cheap advertising.
Yeah.
Or Pepsi.
Yeah.
Whatever you got.
We're definitely... we won't definitely show bad games or anything like that.
We keep it real.
We're just real. Alright, so...
Anyways, so thanks for listening, watching, and take care till 2 weeks from now.